Highlights from last week's game of the week and a 14-9 Anniston win over Piedmont. We'll see you next week.
For the second year in a row, the Anniston Bulldogs come to Piedmont and knock off the Bulldogs in a close affair, 14-9. Michaela Brooks, what was different about this year? Two new coaches, a lot of new players on both sides, but still the same result. It was a very good, hard-fought football game.
Yeah, it was. You got to credit both teams how hard they played. Both offenses, had times where they moved the ball well, and then they kind of got inconsistent as closer they got. But both teams played really hard. Piedmont, they could have quit there towards the end and found a way to keep going and make this a close ball game.
Let's look at the highlights here. Jaden Lewis coming into the game early and completing a big pass there to receiver Jalen McElderry, and then Doss, the starting quarterback for Anniston. Caleb, this is one of the few mistakes he made tonight. It was an interception in the end zone that was returned for a touchdown, but brought back by a penalty, and then Anniston putting the ball on the ground here. Piedmont getting possession. But the story of the night for Piedmont was they were able to get into the red zone, but weren't able to get into the end zone. And here the big pass from Doss to Downey. Jaden Lewis comes along here and sneaks it in for the game's first touchdown.
Yeah, and barely got in. You got to give Piedmont a lot of credit. It was tough sledding up the middle for Anniston tonight, and that's a lot of credit to the Piedmont D-line, those middle linebackers. And after that touchdown, Piedmont able to get a field goal right here to make it a 6-3 ball game, and that's what our score was as we took it to halftime.
Yeah, and heading to the third quarter, Anniston played much better, didn't have the penalties that they had in the first half, and they see the big completion downfield to Downey, and he was able to get it into the end zone. This gave Anniston the separation they needed to go ahead and close out and pick up the win tonight in Piedmont by a final of 14-9.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Mr. President, Bessemer Superhighway is backed up. What are we gonna do?
Are you serious? Get me the King Boys.
King Boys Towing is the fastest growing tow and recovery company in Birmingham and surrounding areas for one reason. Our customers are our top priority. Whether your car's been in an accident, is stuck in the driveway and won't start, or you just need a tow to your preferred repair shop, give us a call. Our fleet of flatbed tow trucks will provide courteous and fast service. King Boys Towing, 205-428-3235.
There's a lot in life to smile about. Are loose dentures or missing teeth keeping you from enjoying the things you love? Don't miss out on enjoying life's precious moments. You can be you again with affordable mini dental implants. You can smile again, laugh out loud, and have your self-confidence back. Let us help you make it memorable.
I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.
Sylacauga, we are your hometown dealer. 3 locations: Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan. Avoid big city prices, shop local, and save with 0% financing. 0%. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge. We even offer mobile service, or we can pick up and deliver. No charge, lower prices, better service. We are your hometown dealer. Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan, right here in Sylacauga.
Welcome to week 6 of the high school football season. We're just a couple of miles due west of downtown Birmingham at historic Legion Field, getting set for a key Class 5A Region 5 matchup as Ramsey takes on Winona in the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving. And good evening, everyone. Mickey Shaddricks along with Caleb Brooks, and thanks for tuning in to Thursday Night Lights live from Legion Field. Well, Ramsey, the defending 5A champs, off to a great start in region play at 3-0. Winona's off to a good start as well at 2-1 in the region. And Caleb, Winona could really shake things up in this region race if they could win tonight, but it won't be easy knocking off the defending champs.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be easy beating the defending champs, a team that returns a ton from that team last year as well. You look at Ramsey, their only 2 losses, 6A Parker, 7A Auburn. They've taken care of business in their classification, but it's a Winona team that has really been on the come-up this season. Their only loss is to Pleasant Grove, who we saw go and beat that Parker team last week. So it's a region that's still wide open, and Winona could really change a lot of opinions around the state about 5A if they can come out and get a win tonight.
Well, coming up, we will take a look at the Rob Walker Architect Blueprint to Victory as we are getting set for kickoff from Legion Field, Ramsey and Winona on the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving.
Hey, Dad. Now that school's back in session, let's give them a mattress lesson.
Okay.
Is Dover's Mattress Closeout Center a true closeout center, or is it just a name on the wall?
Kids, Dover's Mattress Closeout Center is not just a name on a building. We truly acquire and sell scuffed, discontinued, closeout mattresses and adjustable beds discounted on average 40 to 50% off.
Wow, that was better than a math lesson. But remember the sliced that price.
Oh, boy.
There's a lot in life to smile about. Are loose dentures or missing teeth keeping you from enjoying the things you love? Don't miss out on enjoying life's precious moments. You can be you again with affordable mini dental implants. You can smile again, laugh out loud, and have your self-confidence back. Let us help you make it memorable.
I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Before the sun rises till well past midnight, Beam is here for you, working tirelessly to put your needs first, making sure our network is up and running to keep you connected. From the glow of a TV to a friendly video conference wave, and every smile, laugh, or touchdown in between, we'll always do our part to deliver a better tomorrow, morning till midnight. Your Beam, your way. Call today and we'll get to work for you.
And we continue live from Legion Field. Countdown to kickoff. Winona and Ramsey here on the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving. And it's time now to break it down with Caleb as we take a look at the Rob Walker Architect Blueprint to Victory.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the big keys here for Winona. You got to be strong up front on both sides of the ball. This is a Ramsey team that very good on their offensive and defensive lines. If you can hold up front, you're going to give yourself a chance and then build off these last few weeks. Their response after losing to Pleasant Grove has been extremely impressive. So build off what you've done, keep this momentum up. For Ramsey, no Auburn hangover. That was a tough game last week. It was one they got really up for against a 7A opponent. You can't let that game affect you, especially with a short week. And then you got to get on the board early. It was a tough week last week, only 7 points. Get on the board, get some confidence on that offensive side.
Two Birmingham City schools set to collide in a key Class 5A Region 5 matchup. We will kick it off between Winona and Ramsey next.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge, and all always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you.
Sylacauga, we are your hometown dealer. 3 locations, Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan. Avoid big city prices, shop local, and save with 0% financing. 0%. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge. We even offer mobile service, or we can pick up and deliver. No charge, lower prices, better service. We are your hometown dealer, Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan, right here in Sylacauga.
And back at Legion Field as we are getting set for kickoff tonight in this Class 5A Region 5 matchup between Winona and Ramsey. And there's a look at Ramsey head coach Ronnie Jackson in his 3rd season as head coach of the Rams. He is 23-9 in that current coaching position, of course, leading them to the 5A state championship a year ago.
Yeah, and look, anybody that takes over the job at Ramsey and does what he's done, does what Coach Ruben Nelson did while he was there, it's impressive. People that don't know, it's not easy to be an athlete at Ramsey. It's a school that's really built around academics. They don't have an athletic period during the day, and so at the end of the day, all the athletes meet. They then do their workout, and then Ramsey has to bus to practice every single day. So they don't even have an on-campus field. They may have built one over the last couple of years, but I know here recently they didn't have one. And so these kids for Ramsey go through a lot. Coach Jackson and his coaching staff go through a lot just to get prepared each and every Friday night and this week Thursday night to be able to play. And so really what Ramsey's been able to do as a football program has been extremely impressive considering all the things they have to go through as a group.
And there's a look at Winona head coach Nicholas Howard. He is taken over the Winona team and has really got them going in the right direction this year, Caleb. They come into this game 5-1, 2-1 in the region, as we said, and couple of shutouts this year. They're having a really good year so far.
Oh, no doubt about it. He's done a fantastic job there. He's got Winona back to being what we expect Winona to be. There's always going to be really good athletes, really good football players at Winona High School. And when they got a leader like Coach Howard there, you see what the product is. 5-1 on the season. They've been extremely impressive, and we'll get to see now what they can do against the best team in 5A, the Ramsey Rams, the defending state champs. And like we talked about in the opener, their only 2 losses this year to Parker, who could make a lot of noise in 6A, and then Auburn last week, a 7A program that they played extremely well against. They lost that game 13-7. So we'll see now how they can bounce back and see if this Winona team is ready for this challenge.
Auburn got a couple of long field goals in that game last week from Towns McGow. 48 yards and 59 yards to win at 13-7 in the Alabama Family Central kickoff. Ramsey won the toss, elected to take the football. So here we go, and the return by Jacob Andrews is just across the 20-yard line, and that is where this Ramsey offense will set up shop. 1st and 10, an offense that comes into this game averaging just over 30 points a game, and they've got some big-time weapons. Their quarterback, Cameron Keenan, also running back Ashton Ashford. A lot of talent on this Ramsey offensive unit.
Yeah, a lot of talent and a lot of experience as well. You know, you bring up Ashton Ashford, and he had an unbelievable game during the state championship last year. And then right here, Cameron Keenan, he's now very experienced at quarterback, distributes the ball very well, really controls this offense.
And first play is a running play, and Ashford is wrapped up about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. So at least this Winona defense passes the first test on the first play from scrimmage as they stop Ashford for no gain, actually a loss of about a half yard.
Well, so Winona defense has only given up 14 points over the last 3 weeks of the season. They got beat 35-21 by Pleasant Grove since then. They won 19-14 and then had 2 shutouts since. So they're really starting to find themselves on that side of the ball.
Here's a pass out to Washington, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Omar Holcomb, the senior defensive back, coming up and making a fine play.
Good job right here to get around the block and then meets him right as he turns. Tackles him for a loss. And tell this Winona team, they were fired up down there during warm-ups. They've taken a lot of that energy out here to these first 2 plays. Now 3rd down and long for Ramsey.
3rd and 15. Back at the 20. Inside the 20. Rush and a interception. as the pass is picked off by Eldridge Shelton. And that was just a situation where the quarterback, Cameron Keenan, was just trying to get rid of the football.
Yeah, you know, he'd have been better off probably just holding on to the football, letting them punt the ball there. Instead, he just tried to make something happen and ends up with a big mistake, as this Winona offense will be set up with only 6 yards to go here on their opening drive. And look, I talked about it in the opener, you can't have a hangover from that Auburn game. It was an emotional game. It was a physical game. And coming out early, Winona is really taking it to Ramsey here through these first 3 plays.
So first down at the 6 as Winona tries to strike first here. And the green zone already, thanks to the play of the defense. And this pass is picked off in the back of the end zone. The official's going to say that the defender, Fletcher Taylor, was out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Anthony Young was trying to go with that ball. If he was trying to throw it away, he didn't do a very good job of it. You got to throw it out of the back of the end zone. He was kind of falling away and just threw it in the no man's land. And very, very fortunate that Taylor came down in the back of the end zone there with that football. Otherwise, they would have turned it right back over and given Ramsey the football right at the 20.
So second down and goal from the 6. Anthony Young, your quarterback. Fakes, keeps inside the 5, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Anthony Young, as he gets in for the 6th touchdown of the season, the big-time entertainment touchdown gives Winona the first points of the night.
Great play right there by Winona, a great read by Young. You see the defense, they chased after the running back. He keeps it, breaks the tackle, finds his way into the end zone. And look, this is a defense that did not give up very many points against Auburn last week. As you said, it took 2 long field goals, and then they had a touchdown late in the ball game. So that has to give this Winona team a lot of confidence here early in the ball game. And for Ramsey, you got to wake up a little bit. You know, you can kind of tell just watching right now through the first 5 plays, Winona's really brought the energy to this game and brought the physicalness, and it's going to be up to Ramsey to now answer it.
You see the Ramsey defense really keying on running back Dominique Bruce that time, and quarterback Anthony Young taking advantage and getting into the end zone. It was DeMarcus Johnson with the extra point, and it is Winona with an early 7-0 lead. But how about that first defensive series by Winona? All 3 plays, they were in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, and on third down there, somebody missed something up the middle, because you should never have a guy running free right up the middle of your defense coming on a blitz. I mean, you want to really block from the inside out. And so some miscommunication up front led to that interception from Keenan. And so very important now for this Ramsey offense to come out and answer and put a drive together. And, you know, like I said at the beginning, you got to get some confidence in an offense that just doesn't have a ton of confidence right now.
Knuckleball kick fielded at about the 5-yard line by Ramsey's Tramel Washington. And great coverage by Winona as a flag flies at the end of the play. So we will check the penalty. At the moment, it appears Ramsey will be starting from inside their 20. And we'll see if that changes.
During the return, blindside block on the receiving team, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Not only will it not change, it will get worse for Ramsey.
Not the start that they were looking for. And, you know, I talked to Coach Jackson earlier in the week, and he talked about that game last week and how they felt like they hurt themselves a lot offensively and hurt themselves as a whole. And then right here early, they've already hurt themselves with an interception and now a penalty on the kickoff that puts them inside the 10-yard line to start their second drive.
So Keenan hands it off. This is Washington getting around the edge, and Washington all the way out to around the 30-yard line, taken off his feet there by Jashawn Bailey. That is a Black Diamond Paving first down, and a big one as it gets Ramsey out of a hole.
That's a huge play. They needed that, needed to go forward. I mean, as you noted, they'd gone backwards their first 3 plays of the ball game. It looked like that one had a chance to, but great job by Washington to finally get out there to the edge, get on the outside of the numbers, turn it upfield for a big gain.
Tramel Washington, an outstanding receiver. They're getting it done on the ground. Here's a quick pass out to Washington. very involved in this offense early for Ramsey, and that play will pick up a couple of yards to about the 34.
Yeah, right now Ramsey's tried 2 screens, and their wide receivers are not doing a very good job of staying on their blocks. And if you're going to run those screen plays, you have to have good blocking out there on the edge. And so far, Winona's done a good job of beating their blockers and getting back there into the backfield to keep it for either a short gain or a loss.
Ashford on 2nd and 8 runs right into the awaiting arms of the Winona defender. That is Jakari Cheney.
Good job there by Cheney. Shed his blocker, able to grab a hold of the ball carrier. Ashford does fall forward. He'll set up 3rd down and 5 now here for Ramsey.
There you see tailback Ashton Ashford. Had that incredible MVP performance in the 5A state championship game last year down at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn with 44 carries in that game. This is the quarterback keeper by Keenan, and he scrambles just across the 40, but from the spot from the official, I think they're going to be about a yard shy of that 1st down.
Yeah, Keenan's a big body back there at quarterback. He used that body right there to break a couple tackles as he went forward, and as you said, he's going to be 1 yard short, but at least makes it a manageable 4th down here for this Ramsey offense.
So Coach Jackson leaves the offense out there on 4th and 1 at his own 41. Let's see if they actually snap it. And they do. Here's Ashford. And he ducks his head and bulls his way up across the 45, and Coach Jackson's gamble pays off in a big way as this team will keep possession of the football.
Really good job there by Ashford. You'll see it right here on the replay. Takes the ball, ducks his shoulder. He welcomes the contact from that Winona defense and runs through it all the way up to the 47. A nice gain, and Ramsey needed this drive right here.
Take the break here, still early 1st quarter. It's Winona with a 7-0 lead over Ramsey.
Uncle Marcus, will you tell us a story about King Boys again?
Sure. Well, it all started back in 2008.
2008?
We didn't have all the fancy towing equipment we do now, but we did have a service and a desire to help our customers. You see, kids, you must train your mind and your body to be able to help the people you call customer. When they call on us, it's showtime. Understand me. King Boys' mission is to help when people are in need. So what's our motto, children?
King Boys forever!
Bandits Bar and Grill is your stop for great food, family fun, and live music. Wednesday night is Cornhole Tournament. Thursday night, Biker Night. Don't forget about the live music too. Great steaks, full bar, awesome appetizers, wings, nachos, tacos, and fried catfish. Stop in today or give us a call at 256-369-2920. That's Bandits Bar and Grill on Fort Williams and Sylacauga.
And back at Legion Field, we're still in the 1st quarter, just under 8 minutes to go. Winona with a 7-0 lead over Ramsey. You see one of the Blue Diamond young ladies in the Ramsey marching band. We'll learn more about the dance line inside the Ramsey band coming up at halftime. Make sure you stay tuned for that special feature.
I'll say she was not a huge fan of the camera being on her right there.
So the 4th down gamble paying off for Coach Jackson and Ramsey as they have a new set of downs at their own 47. Pass is batted down, and I believe that was number 25, Jakari Cheney, getting the hand up.
Yeah, Cheney's been active so far on the defensive side of the ball, and look, that's the risk that you take running slant routes over the middle of the field. Those defensive linemen able to get their hands up, knock the ball down. You know, the slant routes look fun, but you're out here doing it for real and not on the video games. A little bit tougher to do. Everybody loves those slant routes in the video games. A lot harder to do when you're out here and actually have real bodies coming at you and moving around on that defense side of the ball.
So here's a 2nd down and 10 for the Rams. Keenan drops back. with time, airs it out down the middle of the field. The pass is caught at the 23, down inside the 15-yard line goes Tramel Washington.
Great catch there by Washington, but the throw itself was pretty impressive here from Keenan. Him drop back and shows off some really good arm strength, and that ball's thrown on a rope and drops right in the bucket. And this Ramsey offense has moved now from their own 9 all the way down to the Winona 12.
And they're in the Greenco green zone. This is Ashford, tripped up, lost his footing, will lose about a yard back to the 13.
Yeah, and you know, Mickey, one of our keys was Winona had to be good up front. Every play right now that's a run play, their offensive linemen are getting pushed back, and that was the case right there. That offensive line got pushed back about a yard or two. He had to try to jump cut to the outside, ended up running right into the butt of one of his offensive linemen. That's what knocked him down. And so Ramsey's got to pick it up a little bit up front and start moving this front of Winona if they want to have any success in the run game.
Second down and 12. Keenan looks to throw, now leaves the pocket and gets inside the 10, inside the 5, stays on his feet down to about the 1-yard line. He is going to have a black diamond and paving first down as Cameron Keenan left the pocket. Turn that into a positive gain, first and goal.
They got him listed at 6'4", 205, and that may have been a weight that they got back in the spring. That's a big body back there that moves really well at quarterback for Ramsey.
And Ashford moves pretty well, and he bulls into the end zone for the big-time entertainment touchdown as Ashton Ashford picking up his 6th touchdown of the season.
Great drive by Ramsey. They needed that right there, especially after the penalty that put them back inside their own 10. The first drive of the ball game was not very good. Winona lived in their backfield and then obviously got the turnover there with the interception. So very, very big for an offense. It's kind of struggled over the last couple of weeks. Only 28 points against Fairfield and then only 7 last week against Auburn. That's after scoring 49 against Pleasant Grove. So they needed something to give them some confidence, and maybe that drive will do just that.
And the Ms. Reno Law Firm extra point is good. Mez wins, and Ramsey with an answer to the early Winona score. They convert on a 4th down, and then they get into the end zone with the Ashton Ashford 1-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, huge run on 4th down by Ashford as well. That really helped that touchdown drive. And then you see him finish it by running through the tackler into the end zone. Kind of a tone setter, and one of those drives, one of those plays that'll really kind of pull the momentum back over here on the Ramsey sideline.
Establishing a little bit of order for the Ramsey sideline, I think. And that was the 4th down call, I think, was Coach Jackson's way of saying, hey, guys, Winona came to play. We're in a game.
Yeah, better wake up a little bit.
There you see the return man going back for Winona. That is Jamar Lee, a sophomore. Also back there, Omar Holcomb. We're getting set for the Alabama Family Central kickoff. Beautiful night for football in Birmingham, about the low 70s at kickoff on the first Friday in October. Already half the high school regular season is behind us. And the key 5A Region 5 game tonight, and this will be taken by Holcomb as he tries the right side of the field and gets it out to the 30 before he was taken down there by QB Reese, outstanding defensive player for the Ramsey Rams.
Yeah, you're probably going to be saying his name a lot tonight, Mickey. He's really, really good over there on defense. One of the best, if not the best, linebacker in this state. And talking to somebody that called the Auburn and Ramsey game last week, said I was saying QB Reese pretty much on every single play. He was a part of every tackle in that ball game last week. So he's an active guy on defense. You see him dancing a little bit before this drive gets started. Winona only had to go 6 yards to get their last touchdown. We'll see if they can now put a drive together offensively to get back in front here in this football game.
And a good look at their quarterback, Anthony Young, the 6'2", 170-pound senior, completing about 50% of his passes this year. And his first pass of the night is complete. And nice yardage after the catch by Omar Holcomb. He spins out near the 45-yard line. That's going to be a black diamond paving first down.
Really good job there by Holcomb, making the first man miss, then breaks the next tackle to get up there to the 46-yard line. And good play there for Winona to get this drive started. This is a Ramsey defense that has not given up a lot of points this year. Even Parker found a lot of trouble scoring against them in their win over them. They held Auburn to only 13 last week, and so it's got to give Winona a lot of confidence to see what they've done at the beginning of this game, but now they're going to hurt themselves with a too many men on the field penalty. It's going to push them back to 1st and 15.
Correction, that was Cameron Peterson on the reception on the previous play. And we have a timeout, Winona.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to grant them the timeout before the penalty, so timeout may have saved them right there. It's kind of been the theme of a lot of our Thursday night games, though, so far, is a lot of offenses that have really hurt themselves with holding penalties, pre-snap penalties, and things of that nature.
Hey, we'd like to thank our friends at King Boys Towing and Recovery, as they help provide put a lot of muscle behind the Thursday Night Lights equipment needs each and every week, providing a lot of the camera angles that we bring you each Thursday night. Special thanks to Marcus and April at King Boys Towing and Recovery. So the timeout does save them the 5 yards on the penalty. It's first down at their own 46 after that 12-yard pickup on first down. Here's a little misdirection on the running play, and the ball carrier thrown down after a gain of a couple. That was Cameron Peterson, number 9 on the carry, gain of 2.
Really good job by the Ramsey defense. You know, when you run those trick plays, reverses like that, you're looking for a lot more than 2 yards, but this defense stayed home right there, and at the end there, it's one of those plays where if it had happened on the other sideline, might have been a 15-yard penalty. Over here on the Ramsey sideline, probably not going to get that call.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Dragons. Anthony Young having a good year throwing the ball, and also an effective runner, averaging about 8 yards a carry every time he runs the football. He rolls out to his right, throws this one out of bounds. So this will set up 3rd and long, and Winona not a great percentage on 3rd down this season, despite their 5-1 record. They've only converted on 23% of their 3rd down tries this year.
Yeah, an interesting choice there to roll him out of the pocket. You know, they've thrown 2 other passes where he's kind of had a clean pocket to sit there and throw the football. And right there, they choose to roll him out, and that allowed Ramsey to get some pressure back there on him, had to throw the football away and set up this 3rd down and long.
So 3rd down and 8. Young hands it off, and nowhere to go for Dominique Bruce, the leading rusher for the Dragons. He's wrapped up for no gain as they try the little draw play on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people, when that play doesn't work on 3rd and long, everybody's like, well, why would you run that play? But if you really look at it, they had the defense doing what they wanted to do. The defensive lineman had crashed upfield. They just did a good job of closing in on the running back and getting the stop, but it looks like Winona's going to go for it here on 4th down and 8.
Mentioned only 23% effective rate on 3rd down. They're 50% on 4th down tries. Ramsey brings some extra rushers. Young is going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage, so the gamble does not pay off for Coach Howard and Winona, as Ramsey is going to be set up in great field position at the Winona 42.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if Winona just doesn't punt the football at all very much, but interesting choice to go for it there on 4th and long from midfield. You could have punted this offense deep, made them have to drive the length of the field again here. Instead, now we saw Winona with only 6 yards to go on their first drive. Now Ramsey only 42 yards to go here on this drive.
So Cameron Keenan and the Ramsey offense takes back over at the Winona 42 after the 4th down stop. This pass is complete at the 38. Nice move by Washington, and he's going to have 13 yards and a black diamond and paving 1st down at the Winona 28.
Yeah, Washington's been very impressive so far. He's your prototypical slot receiver, and he's made some nice moves and showed off some really good quickness so far in this game.
Actually, they spot him at the 29. Pass is complete again. A great tackle there, though, by Jashawn Bailey, coming up and wrapping up the receiver, Tramel Washington.
Yeah, a lot of RPO game right here so far on this drive for Ramsey. Both those plays are RPOs where Keenan's just choosing to throw that little hitch route because of how far off the defenders are playing.
2nd and 7. Ashford gets the call. A correction, that is Jaden Martin on the carry. He loses his footing at the 22-yard line, so this will set up a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, nice little jump cut over there to the left side, though, before he got tripped up to make it a 3rd down and 3 right here for Ramsey.
Ashford checks back in the game. They hand him the ball. Nice cut there at the line of scrimmage. 1st down and more as he's tackled down at the 16-yard line from behind by Eldred Shelton, but that is another black diamond and asphalt paving 1st down.
Yeah, you can tell they're trying to keep Ashford fresh in this game, but you know, when you look back at that state championship from last year, it seemed like he got better the more that he carried the football. And so that may be part of it, though. Hey, let's keep him fresh in the second half. We're going to really ride this guy and know that he's going to be a little bit fresher than everybody else out there on the field for Winona.
It was a cold night that night, but that young man did get stronger as the game went along. And this is the Winona defense that started the game as they're behind. They get into the backfield and stop the ball carrier, Jaden Martin, for a loss on 1st down.
Yeah, another good job there by Jakari Cheney getting back there along with everybody else. But Winona, they just brought the house on this play. I mean, they basically said, hey, we think you're going to run. We're going to gamble. We're going to send 7, 8 guys, and it paid off. They had every gap filled up. Ramsey didn't have enough guys to block what they brought defensively, and it led to a huge tackle for loss and now puts Ramsey in a very big hole here on this drive.
So they lose 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 18. Back at the 25. Keenan. Here comes the rush. They set up the little screen pass to Martin. Martin. Flag comes in on the play. Martin gets a big chunk of that yardage back, plus a little more inside the 15, but we'll see what the penalty flag is about.
And if that pass ended up going beyond the line of scrimmage, you may have illegal linemen downfield.
Or hold. So a costly penalty here by the Rams because they'd gotten that yardage they lost back plus a few yards. Instead, penalty is going to move it back to the 34.
Yeah, I mean, they're almost right back where they started this drive.
So it's 2nd and 27 for Ramsey. Fake to Ashford. Keenan throws it downfield into a lot of traffic, and it's picked off inside the 5. And the official's going to say the young man who made the pick stayed in bounds. That is Jashawn Bailey, the junior, coming up with a big play.
2 very early mistakes here by Keenan. I don't blame him for trying that one there. If it just a little bit further, and he would have had a touchdown there, but a nice play by Winona, and now a late flag that comes in. May have a celebration penalty that will just put it from the 2 to the 1. Not very costly.
And that's it'll put it back at the 2 with the penalty yardage. So Winona does get the interception. They're going to have their backs against the wall here. 1st down at their own 2. And there's a good look at the young man who made the pick, Jashawn Bailey, the 6', 155-pound junior, doing a good job staying in bounds after the interception.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job of controlling his body on that play. So 2 big turnovers here in this first quarter for Ramsey. It's really hurt them offensively. Now we'll see if Winona can drive the length of the field here.
Only 2 interceptions coming into the game by Cameron Keenan. He's thrown 2 here in the first quarter. This is Bruce, and he's going to be taken down, I think, for a safety. And there's the signal. And there you see number 25, Marquell Patterson, the junior linebacker, making the play on the safety. And that just, Kayla, that play just took a little too long to develop as Dominique Bruce never got out of the end zone.
Yeah, you know, as a running back, anybody with a football in your hands, you have to understand when you're back that deep, you don't have time to run sideways, stay in the end zone. It's got to be a one-cut type thing. That time he tried to get way too far out, kept himself in the end zone too long. Ramsey did a very good job of just staying in their lanes, and they got to the backfield able to get their hands on them. And so what looked like would be a costly turnover has actually worked out really well for Ramsey. They gained 2 points, and they're going to get the ball back within 1 play.
So it's 9-7 now after the safety.
You get a really good answer by Ramsey. I mean, they're kind of showing you why they are the defending state champs. You know, you come off an emotional game last week. You get punched in the mouth really early in this game the way Winona did. It's been a very good answer from this Ramsey team to then drive the field and then make a big mistake. Defense makes it up for you right there on the first play to get you the ball back and see if you can get things back going.
And DeMarcus Johnson will kick it off the tee at the 20. Alabama Family Central kick. Fielded at the 31-yard line by Ramsey's Jacob Andrews, and he brings it out to midfield. Stopped there by Joshua Grant, and that is where Ramsey's drive will start. First down at midfield, not far from where they were when they started the previous drive. So you're right, that sequence really worked out in Ramsey's favor. They get the 2 points and they get the ball back essentially in the same spot.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how you draw it up. You know, it was all by design there for Ramsey. So we'll see now what they can go do offensively, but for Winona, this is kind of a gut punch because you do come out and you play so well early and you really kind of set the tempo of this game. And just, you know, Ramsey is kind of doing what championship teams do. They've just settled into the game. They've played their game now.
And going for it on 4th down and not getting it kind of turned field position in Ramsey's favor, and it's kind of stayed that way for the Rams, and they start this drive at midfield. Keenan under pressure. Throws downfield, receivers wide open, and that's going to be a touchdown as Ashton Ashford got loose in the secondary, and that's a big-time entertainment touchdown.
Yeah, that time Winona again brought a blitz, and they brought it from the opposite side that Keenan rolled to. And because they brought the blitz, they had nobody on the back out of the backfield. Ashford was running wide open. And a great job by Keenan. Looked like he was going to turn it upfield and just try to gain some yards rushing, but saw him at the last second, continued sideways, ended up making the throw downfield. Thought we might see Ramsey go for 2 here to make it a 10-point game, but instead they're going to kick the extra point, make it a 2-possession ball game here in the first quarter.
And the Mizraino Law Firm extra point is good. Mez wins, and Ramsey, after falling behind 7-0, has put together 16 unanswered points to lead it 16-7 here with 1:21 remaining in our first quarter.
Our score, 1 minute, 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Your Ramsey Rams.
And Big Time Entertainment, located in Oxford, is your new home for family entertainment. Over 70,000 square feet of indoor and outdoor entertainment, including bowling, laser tag, a large arcade, an elevated ninja challenge course, putt-putt, an indoor go-kart arena, and much more. Something for every member of the family. Can be found at Big Time Entertainment, located right off I-20 at exit 185 in Oxford.
Well, now this Winona offense really needs to answer here if they want to stay in this football game. You can't let things snowball. See, the momentum is all over here on the Ramsey Rams sideline. So Winona's very capable of it, but they've got to put something together here offensively, or they really risk falling behind deep in this ball game very early here.
And here's the Alabama Family Central kickoff. Omar Holcomb gets the bounce and then gets dropped at the 13-yard line. That was great coverage by the Rams.
And we've talked about field position. It is completely flipped from the beginning of this game. Winona kind of pinned Ramsey deep on their first drive, then took advantage of it, getting the interception, the short field that led to a touchdown. Then they had them pinned back deep again after the kickoff. But like you said, going for it on 4th down by Winona, not getting it, it's really changed this ball game. It took a lot of momentum away from them, and Ramsey's been able to take advantage of it. So now Young's going to need a big drive here for this Winona Dragon team to keep them in this football game.
First down at the 13. Ramsey shows blitz. They do bring a couple of extra rushers, passes downfield, and it is incomplete. It was a seam route there that was intended for Cameron Peterson well over his head.
Yeah, and right there, you know, Young was trying to lead Peterson into the football when really once he cleared the first defensive back right there, he should have just thrown it to him. Just get it to him right there in that little open slot. Instead, he really allowed the backside safety some time to come over, and had it hung up a little bit longer, could have been an interception on that play as well.
So 2nd down and 10 for Winona. Young looks to his right, comes back left, lobs it downfield, and it is incomplete up at the 43-yard line. Once again, it was intended for Cameron Peterson. So it's 3rd and 10.
Good play there by Young to keep it alive. Just a little bit too strong there on the throw again, going downfield. They just put this Winona team in a tough spot, though, now. 3rd down and 10, and as you noted earlier, they're less than 1 out of every 4 times getting the first down on 3rd down.
So they've gone to the air 2 consecutive plays, and they're in 3rd and 10 now. Their leading rusher, Dominique Bruce, has only carried it a couple of times, came into the game with over 600 yards on the season. This is Young in some trouble. Back in the end zone, gets rid of it, and it is broken up. It was intended for Peterson, but a fine defensive play by Fletcher Taylor.
Yeah, really good job there by Taylor to come in and break that play up. And that play kind of started out bad as Young was unable to handle the snap. Snap hit him right in the chest, but kind of took his eyes off of it, made him bobble it. And then they rolled him over to his right. Each time they rolled him to his right, he's had pressure right in his face. And so Winona's going to have to kind of figure some things out over there, but you brought up a good point. They got a running backs run for over 600 yards this year. I'd probably try to go back to the ground game, and that worked really early for them here in this game. And now they're going to get a too many men on the field penalty that'll push this punt even further back.
On the offense, remain full up.
Little things that can win and lose a football game, and you're kind of seeing all that right here in the first quarter with Winona, the decision to go for it on 4th and long, not getting it. Now Ramsey, it's just they've owned field position here over the last half of this quarter.
And a snap over the head of the punter, Jason Bailey, and that's going to be another safety. So things just kind of unraveling here for Winona.
And that's after coming out the gates really, really strong, playing really well early. We were talking about Winona needing to wake up. Now it's, Ramsey needing to wake up. Now it's Winona that kind of looks like they need to wake up a little bit and get themselves back in this ball game.
So 18-7, Ramsey now. Hey, we want to take this moment to thank our friends at 1918 Catering. They provided food for our crew tonight here at Legion Field, and I tell you and I both partook of the barbecue sandwich, and it was delicious. The fries were good. I heard some of the other guys talking about some of the other items that they offer, and they offer a lot to you as well. So you can check them out online, and you see their number on your screen, and 1918 Catering. Take it from us. It is delicious.
It's really good. Now that I know about it from today, I'll be hitting it up. You know, anytime I'm up here around the Birmingham area, that'll be a spot that I'll be looking for. I'm telling you, the seasoning on the fries was fantastic tonight. That was something that really stood out to me.
Well, Coach
pretty good too.
Nicholas Howard, you can just see the look on his face, Caleb. He's frustrated. It's been a long first quarter. It started out so promising, and you hate to pin everything on one play, but going for it on 4th down and giving up field position has totally changed this game, and it's changed the scoreboard in a dramatic way because Ramsey now up 18-7, got the ball back now at the Winona 45 and in pretty good shape to score again here.
If you took somebody that hadn't seen this game and showed them the first drive and then told them, hey, Ramsey's going to score 18 points in the first quarter, they thought you were crazy. I mean, it was that bad to start the game. Winona looked that good to start the game. Credit to Ramsey, though. I mean, that's what championship teams do. They kind of take the early punch, but they keep answering. They keep going, and that's kind of what you've seen here in this ball game. And, you know, then Winona got the interception down here on their own, too. You thought that would flip momentum, and then immediately you get a safety. And so they need something positive to happen and some other positive things to really build some confidence back in this football team.
So Keenan Leaves it on the ground with Martin. And Martin is spun out of bounds after a gain of about 5 on first down.
And Martin did a good job of getting those 5 yards. I mean, you see him miss a tackle there. He makes another man miss right there. And he earned all 5 of those yards right there. Very good play there for Ramsey to get this drive started.
They spotted back at the 43, so a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Here comes the blitz. Keenan's pass is away, and it's caught by Washington, but they tackle him immediately to limit the gain. Set up a 3rd down. Nice play defensively by Jashawn Bailey.
Yeah, really good play by Bailey, because if Washington's able to make him miss, it's probably off to the races for Washington. That's what they're counting on those plays. But good job here by Ramsey to move the football a little bit, and really good into the first quarter for them.
A lot of action in the first quarter from Legion Field as your defending 5A state champions, taking an 18-7 lead into the second quarter.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Yeah, Amana brand air conditioners are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA.
Greenco Athletic Fields Care and Maintenance is Alabama's premier athletic sports field specialists. Greenco offers comprehensive athletic field solutions for all your athletic field needs. Our experienced technicians provide complete programs to manage playing surfaces, parks, and other high-traffic community spaces. Greenco also provides anti-mosquito control, overseeding, aeration, and turf care to schools and cities across the state.
This is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Amana brand gas furnaces are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. So this baby is true red, white, and blue.
Hey, remind you, coming up tomorrow night, the Friday Night Rivals game on My 68 marks the return of Steve Smith to some familiar territory as he returns to Piedmont with his Westbrook Christian team. As odd as that sounds, that'll be your Friday Night Rivals game tomorrow night. Then the live stream game on WOTM is Moody at Springville. And here we go with second quarter action. This is Ashford, and he has a nice run as he just physical effort there, taking Micah White, the defender, and pushing him backwards for a Black Diamond and paving first down.
One of the things Ashford does a great job of is when he gets contact, he keeps his feet moving. And right there, he just kept his feet moving, and it really gained him about another 5 yards there. And again, he makes a good run. They take him out of the ball game. They're trying to keep him fresh. You can tell they're going to ride him later on as this game goes on.
So Keenan passes away downfield. Receivers there, and they got the touchdown. The big-time entertainment touchdown, Christian Stinson. His 6th touchdown catch of the season as Ramsey extends its lead.
Ramsey, they found that momentum on offense that they've been missing the last couple of weeks. And right there, I mean, that's just great play design. They went one-on-one on the outside. Winona's corner just really got left on an island by himself, and that's so tough, especially with how Ramsey aligned themselves. They were on the inside of the numbers. They gave themselves a lot of space over there towards that Winona sideline, and a great job by Keenan of seeing that, throwing the ball to open grass, letting his receiver go run under it and make the catch. Keenan has really settled in and really taken control of this offense.
And the Reno Law Firm extra point is no good from Marshall Burton. That's Reno Law Firm. Mez wins. And right now, Ramsey winning on this play is this young man, the quarterback, Cameron Keenan. He's got 2 interceptions here in this first half, but it hadn't phased him. He just keeps playing and he keeps making plays, and he's got Ramsey up 24-7 here early second quarter.
And, you know, one of the interceptions, he was getting dragged down to the ground and was just trying to get rid of it and make a play, and Winona kind of ran under it. The other one really wasn't a terrible throw. He just kind of shorted it just a little bit. If it's a little bit longer, it'd have been a touchdown pass. So he's played really, really well tonight. He's been impressive. What's really impressive is watching him run. At his size, he just kind of glides, and it doesn't look like he's running super fast. The next thing you know, he's already covered 10, 15 yards, and he's just been in control of the offense throughout the night. And I'm telling you, after those first 3 plays, Ramsey's really settled in, and they've scored 24 points now really in the last 10 minutes of this ball game.
And what's scary about Cameron Keenan, you mentioned his size at 6'4", over 200 pounds. He's just a junior. Here's your Alabama Family Central kickoff coming from Marshall Burton, who's been a busy kicker here in this first half. And here's the kick. Short kick fielded at the 20 by Cameron Peterson, and he returns to the 34. And we'll take a look now at the Class 5A Region 5 standings. You know, Caleb, we talked in our open about the importance of this game. Obviously, it's a rival game, these 2 Birmingham City schools, but they're both in the thick of the Region 5 race right now.
Yeah, they're both right there in the thick of it. I mean, a win for Winona would really tie them right there at the top. It would create a 3-way tie. And then you got John Carroll in the mix, who's playing Pleasant Grove tomorrow night. So we're going to find out a lot about John Carroll. They're sitting there 5-0, 3-0. They played really well up to this point. They hadn't seen a team that has the type of athletes that Pleasant Grove's going to throw at them tomorrow night, that Ramsey's going to throw at them, that even Winona's going to throw at them. And they got a tough end of their schedule here. And so, look, that's a region that's got a lot of really good teams in it. And as we talked about, already doing that Jasper Fairfield game, it's going to have 2 other really good teams next year when those 2 teams get a year old.
And here is Dominic Bruce on first down. He gets maybe a half yard. Ramsey defenders were claiming that there was a fumble, but the refs are saying that Bruce was down. There you see the ball coming loose there at the end, and Cameron Carson coming up with it, but it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, but even though they didn't gain a ton right there, I think Winona, we saw them throw it 3 straight times from back here earlier, just showing, hey, we're willing to run and run in between the tackles could help this offense.
Young takes the snap, looks right. Got a receiver there, just too high. He had him at the 44. That was DeMarcus Johnson. And he's a big target at 6'4", but the pass just a little bit too high.
Yeah, we've seen him miss long on a couple of deep throws, and then right there a little bit too high, and just hadn't been able to really find that rhythm at the quarterback position so far. And you know, Winona just continues to roll him to his right, and I don't know that they've had a play go for positive yardage when he's rolled to his right yet.
He hasn't really been able to do anything running the ball. We mentioned he averages 8 yards a carry rushing, but he's not really shown that tonight.
He's done nothing.
3rd and 9. They roll him to his left this time, and he is taken down for the sack back inside the 30-yard line as Zedrick Powell appeared and makes the play.
It took a minute for Ramsey to get going in this game, but they've gotten going. You can see it. I mean, they're flying around now. They're using their speed, and Young just doesn't have anywhere to go with the football. They're doing a great job of covering the receivers, and now we'll see Winona send out the punting unit. And you know, you just look back, it's easy for us to sit up here in the booth and second guess things, but had they punted from the 50 earlier and punted Ramsey back, we may be looking at a whole different ball game right now.
Instead, Ramsey goes on to score 24 unanswered points to take the lead right now, 24-7, and they're about to get the football back on the punt exchange. And we got a flag coming in before the punt.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
You look at the series history between these two, Caleb, and Winona only has 1 win against Ramsey in the series against 6 losses. Ramsey won this game last year 41-6, and it's taking on a very similar tone right now.
And just when you thought Ramsey was maybe going to be able to flip field position back with how they got the kickoff up to the 34, They end up going backwards offensively, and then the punt ends up only going about 8 yards right here to the 36. So Ramsey's going to have another short field to work with offensively.
And here's the WOTM and live stream game coming up tomorrow night. It'll be a good one from Class 7A. Thompson will try to rebound from that loss to Clay Chalful last week as they will travel to take on the Huskies from Hewitt-Trussville.
That's a huge game there, and it's Hewitt. They've never had as good a chance as they do this season to. They've already beaten Hoover, get a win against Thompson, and possibly win this region for the first time since Coach Floyd took over there.
Keenan to throw on first down. Steps up. And the pass is dropped. Washington, you can tell he knows he should have had that one. And Cameron Keenan doing a nice job of feeling the pressures, stepping up in the pocket, buying time, and should have had a completion.
He's been impressive at quarterback outside of a couple mistakes tonight. You can tell he's got a lot of tools to work with. And he's only a junior, already having coaches contact him, and has a lot of interest at the next level. You can kind of see why watching him out here tonight. His brother plays defensive line for Alabama, so you know he's got it in his genes to be able to go and have some success at the next level. And good play there by Winona, able to get a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. And really for the first time since the first drive of the ball game, we're going to see Ramsey in a third down and long situation here.
So Maury Matthews on the stop. So a big third down and 10 at the 36. Keenan. Little double pass action here, and the receiver open inside the 20. A race to the end zone, and it'll be won by Jaquel Malone for the big-time entertainment touchdown.
Great play design and a great time to pull it out. Third down and long. You know that they're going to honor Washington and his speed out there. Winona comes crashing upfield. That was actually Jacob Andrews out there at wide receiver. Thought it was a 5, but it was a 3. But Andrews, a great job. And sometimes you'll see when those receivers are throwing the football and they got a guy that wide open, they'll short arm it, or you know, they're just not used to seeing it that wide open. A great job of hitting his receiver right there in the chest with it. And a big touchdown there for the Ramsey Rams.
And the Mizraino Law Firm extra point from Marshall Burton is good. Mizraino Law Firm. Mez wins, and the lead for Ramsey is now 31-7 as we get another look at the double pass that results in a touchdown.
Just a great play design. Winona did exactly what Ramsey wanted them to do, getting upfield, attacking the guy that was catching the screen. They didn't see that Keenan had thrown that ball behind him, and Ramsey has, they've really taken it to Winona here. And you know, Winona had to feel like coming in, hey, this is a big chance for us. We played Pleasant Grove pretty well and made a few mistakes that cost them in that game. But here tonight, since Ramsey decided to wake up and get to playing their brand of football, it has been a domination over the Ramsey Rams sideline.
And Jaquel Malone putting on the gold chain after the touchdown catch. Hey, looking ahead, Thursday Night Lights coming your way again next Thursday night as we will head south to Alex City for Pelham and Benjamin Russell, as that'll be our AHSAA game of the week next week. Coming into this week, Pelham that's a 6A Region 3 matchup. Pelham coming into this week 3-2 overall. Ben Russell 3-2 as well.
Yeah, it should be a fun matchup next week. That was a good game last season when those two faced off. Pelham ended up getting the win at home. So now we'll see if Benjamin Russell can maybe return the favor this year.
Peterson returns out across the 35, stays on his feet out to the 40. So nice effort that time by senior Cameron Peterson. So let's see if Winona offensively can get something going. 8:38 here left in this second quarter. 31 unanswered points here by the Ramsey Rams after falling down 7-0.
Yeah, but you know, you wonder if that little bit of effort there from Winona may kind of get them going and just show, hey, we're not quitting. We're not going to lay down. We're down 3 possessions. Let's just claw back in this football game. But good to see them continuing to fight here, but they got to get something going offensively. I mean, they've just been shut down on the offensive side of the football since some early success, really up until that fourth down conversion failed.
So Winona with good field position thanks to the return by Peterson. Young back to throw. Now takes off, and we see those wheels we were talking about earlier. Young with a nice run of about 18 yards down to the Ramsey 43, and that'll be a Black Diamond and Paving first down.
Well, and that may be something that his coaches told him over there on the sidelines. Hey, look, you got to be more decisive. When you see a lane, take off. Use your feet. You're not throwing it as well tonight as you may be on some other nights. So let's use your legs. But he got up a little gimpy after that run and really favoring, it's like maybe his left ankle. That would not be good for Winona.
So first down at the 43. Here is Bruce, and he is stopped in his tracks by Cameron Carson, the senior defensive end.
Yeah, it's just been tough up front for Winona in this football game on the offensive line. Early in the game, their defensive line was getting really good push. But as the game's gone on, they've gotten a little bit more tired up front, not getting near the push they were getting early in this football game. And that was one of the things that I was kind of concerned about when you look at the two sidelines. I mean, it's a stark difference in how much depth Ramsey has compared to what Winona has.
So that first down run gained nothing. 2nd and 10. Young with heavy pressure lobs it up downfield, and the receiver goes up and makes a great play at the 20-yard line, and that is Cameron Peterson, who had the big return. So this young man is definitely giving tremendous effort here in this second quarter.
Yeah, they kind of got the matchup that they wanted right there, and a good job by Young. Just floated up, let him go up and go make a play on the ball. And Winona needed this. It's a good drive. You got to finish it with some points, though, right here if you want to get back in this football game.
First down at the Ramsey 16. On the nice throw and catch from Young to Peterson. As Winona is in the Greenco green zone. Young drifting to his right. Passes away and caught. That's Peterson again, I think. Nope, actually that was Omar Holcomb, and they're going to call signal touchdown.
That was a pretty impressive throw right there by Young, rolling out to his right, and he just kind of flicked it, and he put it in the perfect spot right there for Holcomb to be able to haul it in. So now we'll see if Winona goes for two to make it a two-possession game, or if they just kick the extra point. Looks like they will kick the extra point, make it a 17-point game possible.
This will be Anthony Young on the hold, and DeMarcus Johnson will attempt the Mizraino Law Firm extra point. And it is good. Mizraino Law Firm. Miz wins. And there you see Omar Holcomb. Nice job getting that ball across the pylon and getting Winona a much-needed touchdown to stay in this one. 31-13, Ramsey leading Winona.
Deserve a bonus. Get a new 55-inch 4K TV now at Sarah Nissan. 3 locations. Buy or lease any new Sarah Nissan and get a new 55-inch 4K TV, no charge. Event pricing on every new Nissan. 0% financing for 60 months and make 0 payments till next year. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge. So come get your bonus at Sarah Nissan in Birmingham and Sylacauga. Plus, Tony Sarah Nissan in Coleman.
I was in a car accident. My front tooth cracked. I'm definitely embarrassed to smile. I got mini dental implants. It changed my life because it made me feel like me. Like I can smile and feel like Ashley. I just want to say thank you.
You can be you again with mini dental implants. I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.
I'm more than happy. I'm ecstatic.
And that was a big play with a big-time touchdown as Winona needed it in the worst way as Young and Omar Holcomb connect on the touchdown to make it a 31-14 game here with 6:31 to play here in the first half.
Great drive. Winona needed it. Now you got to get a stop. You know, here's the thing. You don't have to get all the points back right here in the first half. More than likely, you get down 24 points, you're probably going to be trailing going into halftime. But if you can get a stop here now defensively, get the ball back, go make a drive, Winona gets the ball to start the second half. So you have all the opportunity in the world to get back in this football game. It's still a 3-possession game due to the fact they decide to kick the extra point instead of going for 2 to make it a 16-point game. So you know you need 3 possessions to get back in this game. Probably not getting all 3 here in the first half, but just cut into it a little bit. Give yourself some hope as you head into the locker room.
Nice kick by DeMar Johnson on the Alabama Family Central kickoff, and Tramel Washington is unable to get it back to the 20-yard line because of outstanding coverage by Winona that time, led by number 10, Dorian Johnson.
Really good job right there, and a credit to the guy that was on the outside right here. He stayed on the outside instead of going for Washington, which made Washington have to cut up field, turn it inside, and he went right into the waiting hands there of Johnson right at the 15-yard line. So, you know, field position has been what we've talked about throughout this football game, and Ramsey's own it now up to this point where they start on their own 15. But the last time they were in this position, they started from their own 9, went 91 yards for a touchdown. So Winona really needs something good to happen defensively because Ramsey, they're really feeling themselves on the offensive side of the football right now.
So Keenan and the offense start 1st and 10 from their 15. They fake and throw. Receiver is wide open out at the 21-yard line, and racing down the far sideline is Tramel Washington, who's having himself a big night here in this first half. They say he steps out of bounds at the 43. That'll be a Black Diamond and Asphalt Paving first down.
Good job right there by Keenan just to find Washington. I'm not sure how we're this far into the football game and Winona's allowing that guy to get as wide open as he was, but really good first play here for Ramsey that gets him up close to midfield.
They swing it out here to Washington this side, and he dodges one defender, steps out of bounds just short of midfield. And that play gains 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, another good job by Washington making a man miss, because one thing Winona's done a really good job of defensively is when they see these screen plays, they're flying upfield. Now what you're waiting on is for Ramsey to set up the pump fake and having the wheel route going up the sideline at some point here in this football game.
2nd down and 4. Hand it off to Ashford. And he is wrapped up from behind by Shahid Muhammad, the senior defensive lineman, after a gain of 2. So here's a 3rd down and 2 for Ramsey.
This is where Ashford has been huge, though, for this Ramsey team throughout this football game. He really hadn't done a ton on 1st and 2nd downs, but on 3rd downs, he's gotten every first down they've asked him to get in these 3rd and short situations, and then he gets more because he welcomes that contact right at the line of scrimmage, runs through it, and that's where he's been at his best tonight.
And they go to him again. His offensive line gives him a huge hole, and he's got the 1st down and more down inside the 35. Another Black Diamond and Asphalt Paving first down.
Yeah, I would bet he has more yards if you just took his 3rd down runs compared to all the other runs combined on the night. I mean, he's really done well on these 3rd down plays.
And Keenan hands off this time to Martin. And Martin takes a big shot at the end of the play, but he gets inside the 30. And that is a gain of 6 on 1st down.
And Ramsey's just starting to speed up the offense. You can see Winona is they've got some guys that are starting to struggle out there with this tempo that Ramsey has thrown at them. As we noticed, not a very deep Winona roster. There's some 2As out there that have more players on their team than what Winona does at 5A. So not a ton of depth for this Winona team. And as this game's going on, you can see the tempo from Ramsey's really starting to affect this Winona defense.
Eldridge Shelton a little shaken up on the play that time for the Winona defense. And we'd like to thank our friends at Black Diamond and Asphalt Paving for their support of Thursday Night Lights and the AHSAA Game of the Week. Thanks to Chuck and Nikki Hollis. They take care of all your commercial and residential paving needs, whether it's parking lots, driveways, highway and street construction and repair, excavating and hauling. They do all kinds of work in Central and North Alabama. Chuck and Nikki Hollis and the staff at Black Diamond Asphalt Paving. And this Ramsey offensive line paving the way for Ashton Ashford on that previous play. And also Jaden Martin is Ramsey. They got it all working right now, Caleb. They got Keenan with the passing game, and you got the two running backs and the offensive line opening up holes. And this is other than the way the game started for the Rams, it's pretty much a clinic right now.
Yeah, it is. And they needed it because, I mean, as we talked about earlier, 49 against Pleasant Grove. They'd only scored 35 combined points in the last 2 games since then. So they needed something to kind of spark them and remind them, hey, this is what we're capable of offensively, and it's obviously happened here tonight.
2nd and 4, Keenan to throw. Goes toward the end zone, overshoots the intended receiver. Flag comes in. It was intended for Tramel Washington, and the coverage by Cameron Peterson. You can see those two talking it over.
I can tell you, he's probably made a good move grabbing onto Washington right there, because that throw looked like it was going to be perfect from Keenan, leading Washington right into
Pass
it.
interference, offense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And again, the arm strength from Keenan as well is very, very impressive to watch.
Penalty occurring right before the shot caught up with number 9 and number 5. But this young man's had a good game.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's been one of the bright spots for them so far tonight. It's a tough ask trying to go one-on-one with Washington running right up the seam.
So back in the Greenco green zone are the Ramsey Rams. First down at the 14-yard line of Winona. Here comes a pressure. Keenan lobs it up, and it's caught by Martin. And he's going to go in and score the touchdown. That may be the most impressive play of the night for quarterback Cameron Keenan.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great job right there by him to understand, hey, I got a ton of space, just put it up in the air, let my guy go run under it. And, I mean, it's almost like they were in the Winona coaches' headsets on that play call. I mean, they caught them in the blitz, had the perfect play call for it, and there was nobody over there to stop Ramsey. And, you know, look, just when it looked like Winona was possibly going to be able to get back in this football game, Ramsey drives 85 yards to extend their lead back up to 23. It could be 24 here with the extra point.
And we have a timeout, Ramsey, before the Mizraino Law Firm extra point takes place. And it's a King Boys towing and recovery timeout taken by Ramsey. So they still have 2 remaining here at the 4:51 mark of the second quarter. And while we've got a break in the action, Caleb, break down some of the current rankings for us as we begin with 1A.
Yeah, you know, you look at 1A and Leroy's up there, obviously had a great year last year. And then you got Elba, who possibly has the best running back in the state. You know, we say that about a lot of people. There's some good running backs in the state this year, but Elba's obviously got one of them down there. You got Sweetwater, who was right there playing, winning a state championship a couple years ago. You got Milry sitting there. Lochapoka's at 5-0, and a ton of athletes that can make some noise. And you got Wadley, who was right there competing for a state championship just 2 years ago right here in Birmingham. And then weird story with Coosa Christian down there. It says 5-0 beside them, but actually after last week, they're now 0-5 on the season. The AHSAA ruled that they had done something with the transfer rule the wrong way and had some ineligible players, and so Coosa Christian now 0-5, but they're going to be a tough matchup for somebody who does.
Ramsey goes for 2, and Keenan is going to be stopped short of the goal line. So during that timeout, Caleb, they decide to run the 2-point play. It's the Mizraino Law Firm extra point is a failed 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I would like to find out from Coach Jackson what made them decide to go for 2 there instead of just making it a 24-point game. You look at 2A, there's no secret who the best team in the state is. In 2A, it's BB Comer. We saw them 2 weeks ago, but Pisgah really turned a lot of heads last week as they ended up beating Sylvania, 3A team, who has a really good shot to go and compete at 3A. And so Pisgah now, all of a sudden, they set up a huge matchup on down the line with Fife. But Reeltown's another group that's sitting right there, 5-0, undefeated. They've got athletes all over, a ton of experience on that team. And we saw them play Fife for a state championship back in 2019. And you look at 3A, Mars Hill Bible sitting right up there at the top. And they seem to be the team to beat in 3A this season. But a lot of good teams there in 3A. 3A is going to be a very competitive classification here in the AHSA this year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how 3A ends up playing itself out as the year goes on.
And the Alabama Family Central kickoff is taken by Peterson, and he is slung to the turf as we continue with a look at the rankings on to 4A now.
Andalusia ended up beating Bibb County last week at home, 27-10. That kept them undefeated. Cherokee County, they're sitting right there, and looks like it could be a rematch between Andalusia and Cherokee County. But Montgomery Catholic, Jackson, Handley, Jacksonville, they'll all have something to say about that with Andalusia's 4A South is just absolutely loaded with talent. And you look up in the north, you got Aniana, who played Cherokee County in the semifinals last year, sitting there at number 9. And I think there's a good possibility you may have another rematch of that semifinal matchup again this season with those two teams from the same region.
First down at the 34. Young running and cannot escape the grasp of Ramsey's number 52. Try to get that name for you on our roster. Nice effort there from behind as Young taken down for a huge loss.
Yeah, really good play right there. I mean, that pushes them back. Second 22, not where this offense can really afford to be. And they're in a tough spot because they're trailing by so much that they kind of have to throw the football, but it was really running it early in the last drive that I think really kind of helped open up some things for them in the passing game.
Young looking. Pressure comes and gets him. Football comes out of there, and it's picked up by number 52 and taken into the end zone, and the official is going to signal touchdown. I think it was Eldridge Shelton who provided the hit. Or correction, I think it was Jermaine Parker. As Young, as you see, just walking off the field, frustrated. Getting a look and see who comes in and makes the initial hit. And indeed it was number 15, Jermaine Parker.
Yeah, and right there, you know, for Young, I know you're trying to make a play. You know, you feel like, hey, we've got to hit something big because we're trailing, we're so far behind. But we saw him earlier when he just made the decision to plant his foot and run. He had a lot of success with that. Right there, he had some open grass. If he just would have decided to run and take off right there, he held on to it just a little bit too long, and that led to the turnover and touchdown. And now William Murray knocking in the extra point there for Ramsey to make this a 30-point ball game right here with 3:47 to go until halftime.
The Mezrano Law Firm extra point good. Mezrano Law Firm. Mez wins 44-14 now. And Ramsey is dominating this game here late in the first half as we continue with a look at our rankings now in Class 5A.
Yeah, Gulf Shores has moved up there to number 1 at 6-0, but it's because Ramsey has done a good job of challenging themselves this year. They've taken on Parker and also Auburn High School. And then you got Central Clay, Coach Danny Horn closing in on his 350th career win, looking for his 9th state championship in his career there at Central Clay. They're sitting there at 5-0, and telling you, that's a team when the playoffs come around, you have a coach like Coach Horn who's so experienced at that time of year and a group that is willing to line up and run it right at you. They're a team that not many people will want to see when the postseason rolls around.
There you saw William Murray, the young man who made the extra point. Now here's Marshall Burton with the Alabama Family Central kickoff. And this is Omar Holcomb. And he will not be able to get it back to the 20-yard line thanks to great coverage by QB Reese on special teams. And we roll with more rankings. Class 6A, and right now it is those top two looking really strong right now, aren't they, Caleb?
Yeah, and I think that there's plenty of people that can make an argument that Clay Chalkville maybe should have moved up to number 1. You beat Thompson, you know, you deserve it, but Saraland's so good. They got so many athletes. And I'll tell you another team to watch out for, Hillcrest Tuscaloosa. They haven't given up double-digit points defensively all season. They beat a really good Gadsden City team 32-3 last week, and Those three right there at the top are the teams to beat. And then you have a huge matchup with number 4 and number 5 this week. Muscle Shoals taking on Hartselle. And then Parker sitting right down there as well is a very dangerous team with the amount of athletes they have.
Winona starting this drive from inside their 20, and Young does a good job of fighting his way forward and not only avoiding the sack, but picking up a couple of yards as we go down to 3.5 minutes to play here in this first half.
Well, this O-line for Winona's kind of been put in a tough spot now because Ramsey knows that Winona's going to throw the football, and their front's just really pinning their ears back and getting after the quarterback right now. They're able to kind of spread out a little bit more on the defensive line, which makes it a little bit harder to block, especially for those tackles. You're having to really get a lot of depth. And Ramsey's really just feasting on Young in the backfield. Now they're going to go empty.
And Young will take the snap and take off. And we haven't seen much of this. And the tackle made that time by Jermaine Parker. But a gain out across the, well, they're going to spot him down at the 24. So that sets up a 3rd down and 5.
It's just been tough sledding for this Winona team. And look, it's been tough for a lot of people this year. I mean, Parker's had games where they've scored over 60 points. Right there, I think you got the illegal shift. I think it came from the man that was in motion. He started towards the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. You can only do that in Canadian football. So that ends up being a penalty, and tough break there for Winona as it pushes them backwards. It will go back to 2nd down here, but 2nd and long after really setting up about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and manageable there for Winona.
3-man rush. Young gets the pass away. It's caught at the 21-yard line, and the receiver is taken down right away. And a big hit that time from Ramsey's QB Reese.
That guy flies around the field, man. It's fun to watch him on defense. We hadn't gotten to see a ton from him tonight just due to how, I mean, Winona's really tried to go away from him. But right there, I mean, that was some really, really impressive closing speed by QB Reese. And then a big hit there at the end.
Here.
Glad it's him taking the hit, not me.
Coming into this game, 97 tackles on the season, 17 for loss, and a big hit there. 3rd down and 6 for Young and company. He takes a snap, takes off, and ran into his own player, and that kind of caused him to lose some momentum, and then Ramsey got 4 defenders on him right away, so it's 4th down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were trying to do there on that play. It looked like they tried to pull somebody, but he ran right into the quarterback. And Ramsey is not letting up here in this football game. They're going to call a timeout here with 1 minute and 56 seconds left to go. They want to break 50 here before halftime.
You see Young on the sideline. He did come up limping earlier in the 2nd quarter, still dealing with some kind of issue with that left leg. Well, we'll remind you, coming up tomorrow night on Friday Night Rivals matchup from down in the Mobile area, you've got Viger at Faith Academy coming your way on UTV 44. Also, the game will re-air on WOTM at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
That's another big matchup down there in that Mobile area. Faith and Viger. Viger looks to have another really strong team this year. Faith looks to be pretty good again this season. That'll be a fun football game down there, and one that if Viger can win it, all of a sudden they're going to really start making some noise and people start talking about them a little bit more. You look at 7A, new number 1, Phoenix City has moved up there. They are undefeated. They have a big game with number 7 Dothan tomorrow night. You got Thompson still sitting there at number 2. You got Auburn and Opelika tomorrow night as well, which will be a fun game. And then I've said it for weeks now, but you better watch for Mary Montgomery there in 7A. They're a team from Mobile that might be able to sneak up there and finally have somebody from that Mobile region make some noise in 7A.
And Jamarcus Jones coming up a little gimpy after rushing the punter that time, but Ramsey's going to have great field position once again as they're going to start this drive at the Winona 46 with 1:45 to play and a couple of timeouts.
And again, it's easy for us to sit up here and talk about it, but you just look back and wonder, had Winona punted that football right here at this part of the field earlier in the ball game, are we looking at a different football game? But looking back at these 7A rankings, I mean, you got Hewitt-Trussville will be taking on Thompson tomorrow night, and I'm telling you, Vestavia is a team. I know they lost to Thompson earlier this year, but they're going to have their matchup with Hewitt here in a couple weeks. And if Hewitt can get a win tomorrow night, all of a sudden Vestavia could have a chance to win that region.
Nice play by Peterson tackling Ashford, but a flag coming in at the end of the play. Let's see Peterson coming up.
Now you hope that's just a cramp.
Lock in the back. Offense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And Peterson finally going to go down. He's holding his left hamstring, but you hope it's just a cramp, not a pull there for him. That would be a tough loss here for Winona.
So a minute 37 to play here in the first half. Remind you that WOTM and the AHSAA TV network is now available just about anywhere you turn, including Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. You can search for WOTM Sports today and take advantage of all the great sports programming year-round produced by WOTM and the AHSAA TV network. Here's a look ahead at we have a completed schedule now. We will head to Alex City next week for a Class 6A Region 3 matchup between Pelham and Benjamin Russell. Then it's down to 1A in Maplesville at Loachapoka. Then in Week 9, Dora at Oak Grove. Then we'll wrap up the regular season, Gardendale against Hueytown.
I'll tell you, I'm excited about the Dora and Oak Grove matchup. Coach Shavis Williams done a great job since taking over there at Dora. That should be a fun game there against Oak Grove. And, you know, we talked a little bit about it earlier. Pelham Benjamin Russell should be a good one next week, and kind of a must-win for both of those teams in that region. Really, the winner of that game has a lot clearer shot to the postseason than the loser of that game going forward.
So first down after the penalty. Keenan steps up in the pocket, has some room to run, and great tackle there by Winona's Kevin Peoples to limit the gain there by Keenan. Keenan looked like he might pull up and throw, and that enabled Peoples to close in on him pretty quickly. Second down.
He still may be feeling that hit just a little bit slower getting back into the huddle right there. He did go out of bounds, so the clock stops. Second down, 19. Tough spot here for Ramsey, but they've got the type of offense that can hit a big explosive play and put them in position to score here before halftime.
Keenan with time, goes deep. Receivers there, but the pass is broken up by Winona's Jakari Cheney. That ball just hung up there a little bit too long, or it would have been a touchdown.
And, I mean, look, we've seen the arm strength. Keenan has the arm strength to get that ball out there. He just kind of short-armed it. He let it float a little bit too much right there, didn't put enough on it. Right there, you want to throw that ball a little bit more out. You'd like to see him running up underneath that ball right there in between the 10 and the 5-yard line, but very lucky that ball wasn't intercepted, and Winona would have had a ton of room to return it right there. And then, as we've talked about, they get the ball to start the second half, so all of a sudden the game could have really flipped there with that play.
Third down and 19. Keenan. Pass back to him. A little trickery here by the Rams. Actually, this is Tramel Washington, and he's got a caravan. Washington will be planted at about the 11-yard line by Winona's Micah White, but that a little trickery that works to perfection is Ramsey is in the green code green zone with a Black Diamond asphalt paving first down.
Yeah, they're going to end up getting moved out of the green code green zone, though, due to a block in the back penalty that you'll see probably here on your screen. I love the play design right there. Throw it backwards, throw it back across the field, almost intercepted. Keenan did a good job getting that just high enough to be able to get it down to Washington. And right there, 56 blocking the back, right about the 15-yard line, so that should push them back right to around the 30. Still a minute and 6 to work with, though.
That was actually Tramel Washington throwing to his quarterback, Cameron Keenan, who threw it back to Washington. Coach Jackson not letting up here late in the first half.
I love it. I love it. Look, you're up big. If you let up, your team will start letting up. And He knows, they're playing for something bigger than just winning this football game. They're defending state champs. They expect to get back there. And if they want to do that, you got to keep intensity for all 48 minutes.
So after the penalty, it's first down at the 28. Keenan to throw again. Got a receiver standing open at the 15 and dropped it. Wow, that was intended for Jaquel Malone, and he knows he should have had that one.
Yeah, we've seen this Ramsey receiving group drop about 3 or 4 here tonight that Keenan's put on the money. Otherwise, his passing stats could be even better. Winona's so worried about getting beat deep that they're playing so far off the ball that these little, 12-yard stop routes have been working all night for Ramsey.
So second down and 10. Play clock under 5. And they're not going to get it off.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Hey, we'll remind you, coming up at the King's Mattress Outlet halftime, we've got some special features coming up for you tonight from Legion Field, as we're going to learn more about the Blue Diamonds, the dance line inside the Ramsey High School Mighty Marching Rams Band. Also, we're going to learn more about a culinary activities going on at Winona High School in the Academy of Hospitality and Tourism. Stay tuned for those special features coming up at halftime. And this is a big sack here as Winona, Eldridge Shelton and Gary Madison get to Keenan and sack him way back at the 44-yard line.
That blocking the back penalty has ended up being huge here. It has kind of killed this Ramsey drive, and now even with 2 timeouts, Ramsey looks like they may just let this clock run down, run the football here, and head to halftime with a 30-point lead.
58 combined points here in the first half of this one. But the breakdown heavily in Ramsey's favor with the 44 on the scoreboard here at Legion Field. Third down and long. They snap it, look to throw. Keenan gives it up to Ashton, and he is going to be wrapped up and taken down by Kevin Peoples. And that will be the final play of the first half. Total domination here tonight by the defending 5A state champions as they take a 44-14 lead into halftime. You're watching the Serra Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving.
Enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Shop with confidence at King's Mattress Gallery. Newly stocked signature sectionals and recliners for any size room. Mega Motion and signature lift chairs. Sealy Hybrid Duo Chill mattresses for a cool night's sleep. Temper Ergo Smart bases that respond to snoring automatically. Visit King's Mattress Gallery today.
Family owned and operated since 1994.
Proudly serving in Sylacauga and surrounding areas.
Ugh, I need the King boys.
Don't call 2 clowns in a tow truck when you're dreaming of them King boys.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Sylacauga, we are your hometown dealer. 3 locations: Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan. Avoid big city prices. Shop local and save with 0% financing. 0%. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge. We even offer mobile service, or we can pick up and deliver. No charge. Lower prices, better service. We are your hometown dealer. Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan, right here in Sylacauga.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
And back at halftime at Legion Field at the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving. Well, right now it's time to take a look at something very special and unique going on inside the Winona High School Academy of Hospitality and Tourism. Here's the story from Fred Davenport from Birmingham City Schools Media.
These Winona High School chefs are making a big food delivery at the Sheraton Hotel in Birmingham. The students who are in the Academy of Hospitality and Tourism are carrying huge loads of sweet potato comfort pies. They baked 100 pies, all prepped and baked inside this commercial kitchen at Winona.
We had the sweet potato, we had the sugar, the brown sugar, we had the vanilla extract, we had the lemon extract.
What was the experience like?
It was fun, but it was also like we had to go ahead and get it done because, you know, we didn't want to mess it up.
The pies were prepared for people attending the national conference titled There is a Balm in Gilead, Healing from the Events of 1963. The week-long events commemorated 60 years since Birmingham's campaign for civil and human rights.
That means a lot to me that I can get out of Winona and actually be in the community and do something for somebody else.
Racial animus. The young chefs were able to break bread with the attendees and listen to the stories of those who helped create change in America.
And I asked the kids, what do you think? You know, what do you think about what's going on? And you know, one of them said, I'm inspired. And I love that the kids are doing projects that have such meaning behind them.
In fact, the recipe for the comfort pies were created by this woman, Rose McGee.
She actually gave us her recipe. She has a book, and the recipe's in the book. She shares it. But she came out to the school and shared her story, you know, of what this means, this that's going on all week.
Rose McGee once said, quote, "Sweet potato pie is the sacred dessert of black people, and it has power. Not only does it give us energy, the pie links us to history. It soothes our spirits and renews us for the much needed work." And these chefs are helping people heal one bite of comfort pie at a time. Meanwhile, this award-winning academy at Winona not only teaches the students how to cook, but it prepares them for jobs such as running a restaurant or hotel. The students are offered in-the-field training through internships and job shadowing opportunities. To learn more about the Academy of Hospitality and Tourism, visit BinghamCitySchools.org. I'm Fred Davenport with BCS Media.
Wow, Dad, these prices sure are low.
Wow, the temperature outside sure is high.
Well, at least Dad keeps the prices in here low.
Yeah, Dad, how are you able to do that?
Son, on average, Dover's Mattress Closeout Center is able to sell mattresses at least 40% off. We buy liquidations, closeouts, and so much more discounted, and we're able to sell them to our customers for at least 40% off.
Make sure to come visit us at our 4 locations.
Yeah, and Dad, remember to slice that price.
Oh, boy.
Greenco Athletic Fields Care and Maintenance is Alabama's premier athletic sports field specialists. Greenco offers comprehensive athletic field solutions for all your athletic field needs. Our experienced technicians provide complete programs to manage playing surfaces, parks, and other high-traffic community spaces. Greenco also provides anti-mosquito control, overseeding, aeration, and turf care to schools and cities across the state.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
There's a lot in life to smile about. Are loose dentures or missing teeth keeping you from enjoying the things you love? Don't miss out on enjoying life's precious moments. You can be you again with affordable mini dental implants. You can smile again, laugh out loud, and have your self-confidence back. Let us help you make it memorable.
I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.
We are at halftime of the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving, here live tonight from Legion Field in Birmingham. Well, at halftime, it's time to take you inside the Ramsey High School Mighty Marching Rams Band for a closer look at the Blue Diamonds. Here's Fred Davenport with Birmingham City Schools Media.
From the drumline to the horns, majorettes, flag girls, drum majors, and dance girls, they all play a critical role in making sure Ramsey High School's Mighty Marching Rams sound good and look good. In this story, we're taking you inside the lives of the dance girls, better known as the Blue Diamonds. What is it about dancing that you find interesting?
I think it's the confidence I get from it. Like, when we do perform, I love to feel empowered, honestly.
This is Brooklyn Pegas. She's a senior and the lead dance girl. Her job is tough.
As a captain, I would say it's a lot of pressure. I, of course, lead stands. I help all the girls on the team.
Come game day, you all have to have it right, correct?
It has to look perfect.
This is senior Kamaya Dance, and she's been dancing for a while. So tell me, what is it about dancing that you like?
I've been dancing since middle school. And it's really just a way for me to express myself. And then a lot of people find it funny that my last name is Dance as well, and I'm a dance girl. So it just kind of, I feel like it was meant to be.
Kamaya says she was terrified of performing in front of large crowds of people when she first became a Blue Diamond.
My first year dancing, last year, the first game, I had butterflies. I had a lot of butterflies. But you kind of adapt to it.
Kamaya's skills have improved, and she hopes she can land a spot in Tuskegee University's band. And, of course, as a dance girl. Jamila Brown is the Blue Diamonds dance coordinator. Jamila was once a Blue Diamond. She also danced in the band at Alabama A&M University. These girls have no idea of what the pressure is about to be like. Talk about how you're preparing them for the collegiate level pressure.
I would say the biggest thing is discipline. You have to have discipline being a part of a collegiate dance team or band. I really want to instill in them time management skills, because being in a collegiate band, you're practicing from sun up to sundown.
All while managing college coursework. But Jamila is confident her girls will be ready.
Some girls have been with me for 1 year, some for 2, some for 3. So to just be able to watch them grow over the years and perfect their technique, it really just means a lot to be able to watch them blossom and watch the program blossom as well.
I'm Fred Davenport with BCS Media.
You deserve a bonus. Get a new 55-inch 4K TV. Now at Sarah Nissan, 3 locations. Buy or lease any new Sarah Nissan and get a new 55-inch 4K TV, no charge. Event pricing on every new Nissan. 0% financing for 60 months and make 0 payments till next year. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge. So come get your bonus at Sarah Nissan in Birmingham and Sylacauga. Plus, Tony Sarah Nissan in Coleman.
Greenco Athletic Fields Care and Maintenance is Alabama's premier athletic sports field specialists. Greenco offers comprehensive athletic field solutions for all your athletic field needs. Our experienced technicians provide complete programs to manage playing surfaces, parks, and other high-traffic community spaces. Greenco also provides anti-mosquito control, overseeding, aeration, and turf care to schools and cities across the state.
Mr. President, Bessemer Superhighway is backed up. What are we going to do?
Are you serious? Get me the King Boys.
King Boys Towing is the fastest growing tow and recovery company in Birmingham and surrounding areas for one reason. Our customers are our top priority. Whether your car has been in an accident, is stuck in the driveway and won't start, or you just need a tow to your preferred repair shop, give us a call. Our fleet of flatbed tow trucks will provide courteous and fast service. King Boys Towing, 205-428-3235.
And halftime continues now from Legion Field in the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving. And it's time to roll some highlights. It's the Holtzford highlights coming your way now.
And now it's that time of the week again. Time to check out David Holtzford's highlights. Top plays from across Alabama from this past week. We open this week's AHSAA highlights segment with a Shelby County battle between Class 6A Pelham and Class 7A Chelsea. The Panthers needed just 3 plays to score after a big opening kickoff return into the red zone. Quarterback Clayton Maines keeps for 14 yards for the opening touchdown. Later in the first quarter, Maines finds receiver Marcus Arnold sprinting behind the defense and sails the ball his way. Arnold caught the pass in stride to complete the 62-yard touchdown play to give the Panthers a 14-0 lead. Pelham's defense jumped into the scoring column when Keyshawn Griffin intercepts a Hornets pass and returns it 65 yards down the sidelines for the score to extend the lead to 21-0. Pelham wins this battle of rivals 27-7 to improve to 3-2 and gets ready for another Shelby County rival game this week when coach Mike Vickery and his Panthers travel down I-65 to Calera for a key Class 6A Region 3 game on Friday night. Next, we head to Andalusia to look in on the Bulldogs of Bibb County in a battle of Class 4A unbeaten teams. Defending Class 4A state champion Andalusia, who's 6-0, took a quick 3-0 lead, and then quarterback Jack Lathrop connects with receiver Parker Adams for a 56-yard touchdown. The Choctaws kick a field goal, and coach Trent Taylor turned to his special teams. Andalusia's Cal Crittenden responds by taking the kickoff at his own 15 and going 85 yards for a touchdown. What a return. We love those kinds of big plays at AHSAA TV Weekly. Bibb County did finish on a positive note, though, trailing 27-3 in the final minute. The ball is snapped over quarterback Jordan Leverett's head. He runs back, scoops up the ball, and heaves it downfield to a receiver. The ball bounces off the defender into the receiver's hands for a touchdown. Andalusia held on to win 27-10 to extend its current winning streak to 11 in a row. However, don't be surprised if these two teams meet up in the state playoffs later this season. When Westminster Christian and Central Florence met last season, the game finished up 70-69, with Central winning over the Wildcats as both teams combined for 139 points, providing a season full of highlights in just that one game. This year, the point production was slightly down as Westminster escaped with a 71-54 win this time, and just 125 total points made it onto the scoreboard. Westminster quarterback Brandon Mush was in rare form once again, rushing and passing for well over 200 yards for 511 total yards and accounted for 8 touchdowns. The Wildcats' 71 points set a school record, surpassing the 70 put up last year in the 70-42 victory over Madison County. Receiver Henry Claunch led the way receiving with 7 catches for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. Adam Hartman had 3 catches for 46 yards and a touchdown of his own, and Mush rushed for 4 TDs and passed for another 4 as Westminster improved to 4-1 on the season. We close this week's highlights with another look at Clay Chalkville's 36-33 win over 4-time defending Class 7A state champion Thompson. While the game was nationally televised over on ESPN2, we thank the outstanding production team at Thompson for these highlights. Clay quarterback Jalen Mbakwe shows us why he is also a track and field star, finishing with 100 passing yards and 168 rushing yards and accounting for all 5 Cougars touchdowns. After scoring a fourth-quarter touchdown that gave Clay the lead for good, he and big 6'9", 370-pound offensive tackle Jaquan McCroy pulled out the trickery on the 2-point conversion with a throwback pass, resulting in a successful 2-point try and a 29-26 Cougars lead. That conversion proved to be just the difference as Clay won 36-33 and snapped the Warriors and Class 7A's longest current winning streak to 8 in a row. Thompson had its moments too, with a long TD pass with 43 seconds remaining, a perfect onside kick, and one final chance to tie with a field goal that was just wide left as the final seconds ticked off the clock in a 36-33 Clay win. The Cougars of Coach Drew Gilmer are 6-0 and have the week off. Thompson is 4-1 and travels to Hewitt-Trussville in a key Region 3 battle with the Huskies, the last team to beat Thompson prior to last week's setback.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Yeah, Manor brand air conditioners are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA.
Sylacauga, we are your hometown dealer. 3 locations: Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan. Avoid big city prices. Shop local and save with 0% financing. 0%. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge. We even offer mobile service, or we can pick up and deliver. No charge. Lower prices. Better service. We are your hometown dealer. Sarah Honda, Tony Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan. Right here in Sylacauga.
This is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Manor brand gas furnaces are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. So this baby is true red, white, and blue.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
I was in a car accident. My front tooth cracked. I'm definitely embarrassed to smile. I got mini dental implants. It changed my life because it made me feel like me. Like I can smile and feel like Ashley. I just want to say thank you.
You can be you again with mini dental implants. I'm Dr. Rick Redmond. Call me today for a free consultation and give me the opportunity to change your life.
I'm more than happy. I'm ecstatic.
And we are back live at Legion Field on the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week presented by Black Diamond Paving. Mickey Shadricks and Kayla Brooks back with you as we continue now with the King's Mattress Outlet of Sylacauga halftime show. And Caleb, this was a good start for Winona in this game. They jumped out to a quick 7-0 lead. Then Ramsey reeled off 31 straight points before Winona scored again.
Yeah, I mean, coming out the gates, it was all Winona up front. Calls us a bad pass there by Keenan. And then second play of the ball game, Young takes it in for a touchdown, and we were sitting here going, hey, Ramsey needs to wake up a little bit. Well, they decided to wake up.
They did.
They got going there on that second drive of the ball game and really hadn't looked back ever since.
It was a big first half for Cameron Keenan, and then Ashton Ashford getting it in for his 6th touchdown of the season. You know, he had a solid first half, but really it was number 4, the quarterback. You know, he had a couple interceptions in that first half, but he really got dialed in. And, You can see here even a little trickery, the double pass resulting in a touchdown. We saw everything from Ramsey after they woke up in the game.
No, I mean, we did. It was one drive there by Winona that led to the touchdown. Outside of that, after the first drive of the game, Ramsey outscored them 44-7. And if there was any doubt who the top team in this region was going into tonight, Ramsey has really eliminated a lot of that doubt with how they played here in the first half.
Well, coming in, this was a very important Class 5A Region 5 matchup because Ramsey 3-0 in the region, Winona coming into this game 2-1. It was an opportunity for Winona to kind of shake things up, but unless they have some type of major effort here in the second half, Ramsey's going to remain unbeaten. And John Carroll unbeaten going into this week's play in that region.
Yeah, I mean, you got John Carroll and Pleasant Grove playing tomorrow night. You got Ramsey, Winona, really all four teams that we look to make the postseason out of this region playing against each other. If John Carroll can get a win tomorrow night, it's going to set up a huge matchup with Ramsey on down the road. So, Ramsey obviously has to take care of business here in this second half, but they did a lot there in the first half to give them some comfort, and they can work on a few things here in the second half.
It is a 44-14 lead here at halftime. Ramsey leading Winona. Gives us an opportunity to look ahead. We're already deep into the season now, and after tonight's matchup, Caleb will head down to an area you're very familiar with down in Alex City, as we'll have 6A Region 3 matchup between Pelham and Ben Russell. Then 1A matchup, Maplesville and Loa Chapoka. Then in Week 9, it's Dora at Oak Grove. And then we wrap up our regular season on November the 2nd with Gardendale against Hueytown. These remaining games, you think all of them could be very good football games?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think we got 4 really close football games coming your way here on our AHSA TV games of the week. Starting with next week, Pelham Benjamin Russell was a close one last year. It's a region matchup, 2 very familiar teams. And you got Loa Chapoka, who's right there in the top 10, taking on Maplesville, who has been such a power in 1A in their history. Dora and Oak Grove is going to be a fantastic game. Coach Shavis Williams has done a great job there at Dora, and Oak Grove is pretty good year in, year out, just a very consistent football program there. And then at the end, Gardendale and Hueytown, that will be a very fun football game. A lot of offense will be played there. And that football game should be a lot of up and down, getting ready for the postseason for both those teams as well. So Gardendale's going to have some work to do if they want to find themselves in the postseason. But for Hueytown, a good opportunity for them right there before the postseason gets going to get a win over a good program in Gardendale. Coach Chad Eads in that group, and really kind of figure some things out before the real season starts there at the beginning of November.
Speaking of the postseason, we've got some more unfinished business here. Ramsey, the defending 5A champions, they look very poised to defend their crown going down the stretch here of the regular season.
No doubt about it. I mean, you look at the way that they competed with 6A Parker, who we've seen what they've done to everybody else this year, and then Auburn last week, and then just the way that they've taken – beat Pleasant Grove 49-17, and that's a pretty good Pleasant Grove team that beat Parker last week in Pleasant Grove. So this is a very fun region here, and there's a region that the 2 teams that have been playing in the semifinals the last couple of years have come from this region.
So getting set for second half action here from Legion Field, just outside downtown Birmingham. You can see the Alabama Family Central kickoff set to get us underway, and Winona will receive the second half kickoff, and the Dragons will get the first opportunity to get something going as Omar Holcomb with a huge return, stepping out of bounds just across midfield. So Winona will have outstanding field position here to begin the second half.
Again, it puzzles me why more teams who kind of struggle on special teams, and we've seen Ramsey a few times, and they can't kick the ball really past the 20. I don't know why they don't just kick it out of bounds and let teams take it from the 35-yard line. I mean, it's better than risking really what you just had happen right here. They've had a couple of other big returns tonight as well. I mean, Winona's, when they have returned the football, they've gotten it right there to about the 35-40, so you really just eliminate the chance of that happening if you go ahead and kick it out of bounds. I'm not sure why more coaches don't just do that.
And here is Bruce. He's just not been able to get on track at all tonight. Dominique Bruce, their leading rusher, coming in over 600 yards on the season, 8 touchdowns. And Ramsey has done a very good job hemming him up tonight.
Yeah, they have. I mean, I really expected Bruce to have a pretty good night here tonight. And, the biggest thing that I wondered coming into this game, it was a physical football game. That's what both Coach Etheridge told me and Coach Jackson from Ramsey when I talked to both of them during the week this week. They talked about how physical the game was between the two of them last week, and I wondered a little bit about Ramsey, especially a short week. They played last Friday, now you got to come back and play on a Thursday night. Could they answer physically? Well, really after that first drive, they've controlled the line of scrimmages, which has really led to them controlling this football game.
Young drops back on 2nd and 10, feels the heat, throws it up for grabs, and it's off the hands of his lineman, and we're going to have a flag come in. Going to say it was an incomplete pass.
It's going to end up being illegal touching there against the offensive lineman. If that ball is not tipped initially at the line of scrimmage, you can't touch it as a lineman. He's just trying to make a play, make sure that ball gets batted down. But after a big return to start the second half, Winona's just not been able to block this Ramsey front.
Illegal touching. Offense. 5-yard penalty. On the spot of the foul. Loss of down.
Now you saw the pressure coming. Nice job by DeMarcus Wynn, the senior defensive lineman, number 53, making contact with the quarterback on the play. So 3rd down. And about 17. Young dropping back. Pass is downfield and incomplete at the 48-yard line.
And you can just see Ramsey knows that Winona's going to throw the football. Their defensive ends are just lining up way outside, pinning their ears back, and the tackles just really can't get enough depth to stay in front of them, and they've been able to get around them, put a lot of pressure on Young, and after it looked like they may keep the offense out there, I think Winona's going to send the punting unit out and punt it deep.
So they get the great field position on the kick return by Omar Holcomb, and just like that, it's 3 and out. And Winona will be punting to Ramsey. End over end kick. It will hit at the 24 and take a roll inside the 20 and be down at around the 18-yard line. So the Ramsey offense will take over 1st and 10, their first possession of the second half. And there you see Cameron Keenan had an outstanding first half. Did just about everything for this Ramsey offense.
Yeah, normally what you see is a team like Ramsey, they got a lead right here. They're going to come out of the second half, probably run what they normally would run offensively the first drive, second drive, and then after doing that, they'll probably kind of, if they still have this big lead, you'll see them start to really slow it down, start running the football. But, you know, look, you can't just play it game by game. They're building to try to win a state championship later on this year, and so one of the biggest things is, can you come out of halftime, make some adjustments, and do some of those things? That's what Coach Jackson's wanting to see from his group right here.
Keenan hands off to Ashford, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage by Gary Madison, the senior defensive end. Nice play there by number 8. Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, he tried to go with, well, it looked like it may have been a counter initially, but I think that just the pressure that Winona was able to bring back there in the backfield made him stop his feet. Good job there by Madison to get back there, put his hands on him, and very similar to how Ramsey started this game, they go backwards here on the first play of the second half.
2nd down and 12. Pass is complete. Washington, as he was hit in stride by Keenan, and that play is good for 14 yards and a Black Diamond Asphalt Paving first down out at the 30.
I'm telling you, after watching this offense tonight, it makes you even more impressed with the Auburn High School defense, because this offense just looks very tough to stop. They spread you out. Here's an example of it. I mean, stretch zone run. It looks like Winona defends it well, but it's still going to be a 4-yard gain there for Ramsey. And then the RPO game with Washington has pretty much been unstoppable here tonight from Winona.
Ashford picks up 4 yards on the first down carry. 2nd down and 6. Keenan with a straight drop. Goes deep down the near sideline, and the pass is picked off at the 34-yard line by Omar Holcomb. And Holcomb is going to be taken down at the 45-yard line, but that is the 3rd interception of the game thrown by Cameron Keenan, and Winona will have good field position for their offense here.
And Holcomb ran through the first tackle, but he got hit pretty hard there at the end. He's still down on the ground. That's an example, though, of where Keenan still has to grow as a quarterback. That ball floated on him a little bit, and he kind of threw it. He threw it to where I don't know if they ran the wrong route or what, but you normally don't want two receivers being right there in the same area the way they were. But a good job by Holcomb to leave his man, come over, catch the ball. But Keenan not only underthrew the ball to his receiver, but he just let it float on him right there, and it stayed in the air way too long and allowed him to come over and make that play.
Defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So here's the replay and the interception by Holcomb.
He kind of just threw it in between both of his receivers right there. It was kind of no man's land.
And then you'll see number 52 coming in with that headgear.
I'm not sure what brought upon a personal foul penalty there.
First down, Winona at the Ramsey 40. Young throws it up top, and it is intercepted at the 13-yard line. Ramsey's Jamarcus Jones knocked out of bounds just short of the 40. So Ramsey gets it right back, and we've got flags on the field again.
Yeah, you're going to get a blindside block here against Ramsey. Just a little bit excited after that play, but that really wasn't a terrible throw there by Young. His receiver kind of misjudged that ball, and he didn't go far enough to go get it. And credit to Ramsey being able to come up with the turnover.
On the returning team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It's been a tough night for Young. He's been dealing with that. Something with his left leg has caused him to limp around and made it where he can't really use his legs as much as he's wanted to. And then as the night's gone on, Ramsey knows they're going to throw the football, and that front's been able to get after him, and that secondary's been able to take advantage of it.
So after the penalty is marked off, it's first down Ramsey at their 25. Happy faces on that Rams sideline as they enjoy a comfortable lead here, still very early in the third quarter. Winona sends some extra rushers, and they're going to get to Keenan back at the 20. Number 25 getting the sack that time, Jakiri Chaney.
Yeah, and that was another mistake there by Keenan. You'll see right here, he had a clean pocket. All he has to do is step up right there and run to his right. Instead, he ran right into the pressure, and that led to a Winona sack here on first down. Kind of surprised that Ramsey decided to drop back and throw the football, though, up 30 here.
Second down and 13. They are milking the play clock here, which is something they went with a lot quicker tempo in that first half. Now Keenan flips it to Washington, trying to get around the edge. Nice containment over there, but Washington still picks up a very good gain up across the 30.
Yeah, but it was a really good job right there by Cameron Peterson of not letting him get to the edge, because we've seen Washington, when he gets outside the numbers right there, he can be dangerous. Instead, he made him cut it back upfield, which forces him out. But now Peterson, we saw him go down with an injury earlier, and he is back down right over there beside that Winona sideline.
Peterson is being helped up and will take a couple of steps off the sideline to the sideline. The clock is running. We haven't received any notification of anything at this point. We definitely see the clock moving here on the Legion Field scoreboard. Maybe we can get some clarification on what's going on there. So third down and 3. Here comes the blitz again. Keenan rolls to his left, throws against his body, and throws a strike out to the 40-yard line. Going down to make the grab is Christian Stinson. That's his second catch of the night. His first catch was a touchdown.
Good catch there by Stinson. Impressive throw there by Keenan. Does a good job right there, rolling to his left, getting his shoulders turned, and putting it right on the money. It's not an easy throw when you're going to your left like that. But I'm telling you, it's been fun to watch this Ramsey team and watch Cameron Keenan all night there at quarterback.
Ramsey brings extra defenders again, and this pass sails wide of the intended receiver, Tramel Washington.
And that time, I think Keenan thought that Washington would run a little bit flatter down the line of scrimmage there instead of going upfield as much as he did. And also had a little bit of pressure right there, which made him kind of rush that throw and ends up falling for an incomplete pass here. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Keenan looking, escapes the pocket, eyes still downfield, throws, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Jaquel Malone, but he had no chance of completing that. That was great coverage that time by Eldridge Shelton.
Yeah, and I don't mind Keenan. I mean, you're in a day and age now where quarterbacks are taught, hey, look to throw, extend the pocket, but keep looking to throw. But right there, if he just turns it upfield, he's running for a 1st down. And that's probably what he'll end up seeing on film tomorrow when he talks about with his coaches. He'll say, look, I like that you're trying to make a play, but use your legs. Go get us a 1st down right there, and let's get the chains moving and get this drive going.
So 3rd down and 10. Keenan flips it to Washington. He's got a chance around the right end, and he turns the corner and is going to step out of bounds just across the 1st down line. That is a Black Diamond asphalt paving 1st down for Tramel Washington.
I'm impressed watching Washington tonight. I mean, you let him get in the open field, and I don't know that there is a player in 5A that can keep up with him. I mean, he's a weapon for this Ramsey team, and a credit to their coaching staff for how they've used him tonight as well. They've used what he's very good at to their advantage, getting him in space and letting him make plays.
And the snap rolls back to Keenan, and he just has to fall on it back at the 40. So that's a loss of 12 yards on the play.
Yeah, but I like that from Keenan. You would see a lot of guys that try to pick that ball up and go make a play out of it. And instead, you got a 30-point lead. There's no reason to let anything crazy happen. Winona scoop and score or something like that. Just fall on the ball, let the clock keep moving, and take your chances of finding number 5 at some point and allowing him to get you a 1st down.
So the play, ball is spotted back at the 41, so 2nd down and 19. Keenan looking to throw. Steps up, completes it over the middle to Stinson. Stinson, good run after the catch, spins inside the 40, very close to a Black Diamond and asphalt paving 1st down. He's going to be about a yard short at the 39-yard line.
Looks like maybe some more cramping issues as well for Cameron Peterson. And he goes down again as he was trying to limp off the field. He has been, it started really in the 1st half. He's been dealing with something in his left leg, and I'm hoping it's just a cramp. He's reached for his hamstring, he's reached for his calf a couple of times, and so you hope it's just a cramp. But another thing off that is we're 7 weeks into the football season now. You've already played 6 games this season, 5 games. You shouldn't be cramping at this point in the year. And it's really not even hot enough to be cramping as well.
And we'll take a break and return to Legion Field in a moment.
Greenco Athletic Fields Care and Maintenance is Alabama's premier athletic sports field specialists. Greenco offers comprehensive athletic field solutions for all your athletic field needs. Our experienced technicians provide complete programs to manage playing surfaces, parks, and other high-traffic community spaces. Greenco also provides anti-mosquito control, overseeding, aeration, and turf care to schools and cities across the state.
Well, Cameron Peterson able to get off the field, which is good news, and gives us a chance to tell you about Big Time Entertainment, located right off exit 185 off I-20 in Oxford. Big Time Entertainment features fun for the entire family. Indoor go-kart arena, 18 lanes of bowling, an elevated Ninja Challenge course, and much more. Big Time Entertainment. Third down and less than a yard for the Ramsey Rams at the Winona 39. They give it to Ashford, and he gets the first down. Still on his feet inside the 25, down inside the 20 goes Ashton Ashford.
Number 2, Ashton Ashford, the ball carrier. Play result.
I mean,
Roger Smitherman.
if they only gave him the ball on third down.
Here he gets it on first down, and
yeah, I mean, goes nowhere. It's kind of crazy. I mean, he really hadn't gained very much when he's gotten it on first down or second down, but it's something about third down. That's where he's gained all his yardage and really made the most damage.
he is able to pick up about 4 yards here, despite being surrounded by several Winona defenders, as Ramsey back in the green code green zone looking to add to their lead. Here is Martin, and Martin is stood up, but he's able to drive the pile forward for about 2 or 3 yards down to the 11, setting up another third down. Third down and 3 for Ramsey.
And as we're closing in under 4 minutes to go, this may be the last time you see the starting offense from Ramsey. If they can break that 50 mark right here, I'm sure that's what they were wanting to do, and then may start seeing some other guys get in the ball game here to close this thing out.
Ramsey put 65 on the board against Jasper in week 3, looking to hit that 50 mark, but they're not going to get it on this play as Ashford is wrapped up and taken down behind the line of scrimmage. The first Dragon to get there was Joshua Grant, the senior linebacker.
It's the first time that we've seen him not gain positive yardage on third down or get the first down. And Ramsey will keep the offense out there, and they'll go for it here. Needing to get about 7 to get a first down, 15 for a touchdown.
They went for it on 4th down in the first quarter, didn't make it, but this is 4th down and 7. This is as much about using clock as anything. Whether they make it or not, they'll leave Winona backed up inside their 20. Keenan rolling to his right, looking. Now will take off and run, and he's going to pick up the Black Diamond Asphalt Paving first down. It'll be 1st and goal from right around the 5-yard line for Ramsey.
And needed 7, he got 8. And that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, earlier in the drive, he could have just planted his feet and gone and gotten a first down right there on 4th down. He knew he had to, and he does it, gets him all the way down to right there about the 6. So now they got 4 downs, try to get in the end zone and break that 50 mark.
Ashton Ashford is in the game at running back. Keep an eye on him. 1st and goal from the 6. Keenan fakes it to Ashford, looks, dumps it off to Rezor, and he steps out of bounds with a flag on the play. He steps out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Holding. Offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Holding on the offense is not half the distance. That would be on the defense. So they'll back this up to the 17-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 17.
All that does for Ramsey is just keeps the clock moving. It's been a long drive here by the Rams.
Keenan throws it up top toward the end zone. The pass is incomplete. It was intended for Christian Stinson. Well defended by Michael White.
Yeah, really good job there by Michael White. I mean, he was left in one-on-one coverage out there. And that's another throw. That's where Keenan's going to have to really improve, is on some of these throws, he's underthrown it just a little bit too much. Got to put a little bit more on it, get it out there a little bit more to let your receivers go up under there instead of having to turn around and allow the defender some time to make up some ground. And now it looks like Michael White, something may have happened during that play that has put him down on the ground. May have gotten some turf up in his eye.
Well, we've got a break in the action. I tell you what, we had some good food before the game here tonight at Legion Field. We were served up some outstanding barbecue from 1918 Catering. Caleb, just tell everyone how good your barbecue sandwich was tonight.
It was fantastic. I mean, I was halfway through it, and I looked down at y'all and said, "Where is this from?" And y'all said, "Hey, 1918." And
hey, true story. I was eating mine before the game, and 4 different people walked up to me just off the smell and said, "Where did you get that?" And the stadium really wasn't even open at that time.
Yeah, no, I mean, that tells you all you need to know about this place. If you're up here around Birmingham, around Homewood, I suggest finding 1918 Catering, going and checking them out. They have a food truck, and I'm telling you, that barbecue was great. Those wings look really good up there, and the fries were also fantastic. I mean, I know everybody's picky about their fries out there. I'm telling you, they had fantastic fry seasoning on their French fries. They were fried and crisped very well, and you don't get quality like that from a food truck very often.
Well, Michael White is able to walk off the field now after the delay, so hopefully he'll be okay, as we still have 2:26 to play here in the third quarter. Second down and goal from the 17 for Ramsey.
I'll tell you, you don't think about it. He keeps messing with his eye. And those little pellets down there on that turf, they'll get up in your eye, and they can cause some problems.
So Keenan gets it out to Martin. And Martin, the flag comes in. Martin cuts back and scores. May have stepped out of bounds, and the official's going to mark him out somewhere around the 6 or 7, but we do have a flag on the play as well. Possibly a hold out there with a wide receiver block. We shall see.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's going to be. Right as he passed by him, you could see that wide receiver had a hold of the outside of that jersey, and anytime you do it that close to the referee, they're probably going to call it. You'll get a good look at it right here.
No doubt. Tell you, the Ramsey ball carriers would be well served to stay in bounds at this point.
Yeah. Keep the clock moving. After 58 first half points, we have yet to have any points here in the third quarter.
So it's second down and goal. They had it first and goal inside the 10. Now it's back out to the 25-yard line. Keenan to throw again, and under all kind of pressure, and just heaves it out of bounds, incomplete. Nice pressure provided that time by Edmund Jones, the junior defensive lineman.
And they brought a blitz straight up the middle right there. That allowed Jones to get in freely. Good job there by Keenan to get rid of the football, throw it away, avoid a sack, but probably 4-down territory. We've seen on the extra points, I don't think they would have the distance to make it from right here, so you'll probably see 2 more plays here from Ramsey trying to get in the end zone.
We have a timeout, I think. Oh, another injured Winona player right over on the sidelines again.
Yeah, he was blending in with the white down there.
Hey, the My 68 Friday Night Rivals matchup tomorrow night. Folks up around the northeast Alabama area, particularly in Calhoun County and Etowah County, are really going to enjoy this one. Westbrook Christian at Piedmont. The story here, obviously, the game, a big region matchup. But Steve Smith, the longtime coach at Piedmont, who led them to those 5 state championships while he was head coach there, is now at Westbrook Christian. So he brings his Westbrook Christian team back to the Field of Champions in Piedmont, where he will be in the visitors' locker room, patrolling the visitors' sideline. That'll be interesting.
It's going to be interesting tomorrow night. You know, we were at Piedmont last week when they played Anniston, and Look, Piedmont's 1-4 on the year, but they're not your typical 1-4 team. They've played an unbelievable schedule. Cherokee County, Sylvania, Anniston. There's a reason that they're 1-4. It's because of the quality opponents they've played. Well, all that should be able to get them ready for Westbrook tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to keeping up with that game, seeing how that one goes. And it's going to be a very, very interesting return there for Coach Smith to Piedmont.
So 3rd and goal from the 25. Keenan looking to throw. Will go to the end zone. Receivers there, and it's a touchdown. Wide open was Jacob Andrews, who got free for the Big Time Entertainment touchdown, as Ramsey does break through that 50-point mark.
Yeah, good throw there by Keenan. Really good job of moving around the pocket as well. And that's been the theme of the night. Ramsey has just been running wide open in the secondary, and Winona just has not been able to stop him.
There you see the replay for the Big Time Entertainment touchdown is Keenan hooking up with Jacob Andrews. Now here's the Mizraino Law Firm extra point. William Murray on to kick, and it is good. Mizraino Law Firm. Mez wins. And another look at the touchdown as Ramsey extends its lead to 51-14.
Yeah, good. I mean, again, just good movement in the pocket there by Keenan. You know, he could have taken off and run. A lot of young guys would. He looks to throw it downfield and ends up finding Jacob Andrews wide open there in the end zone. We talked about this offense needed to get going, needed to get some confidence, needed to score early in this game to get that confidence, and they've done that. As you see Will Murray doing a little dance there on the sideline after a couple extra points tonight from Will. I'll tell you, Will's an interesting guy. I coached him in the summer in baseball, and you talk about a guy that you love to have on your team. He just, I don't know that I've ever seen him in a bad mood. And obviously has a lot of reason to be in a good mood here tonight as his Ramsey Rams lead 51-14 with 1:46 to go here in the third quarter.
And the Alabama Family Central kickoff coming here off the foot of Marshall Burton. What a night for Cameron Keenan. 4 touchdown passes in the game. Does have 3 interceptions, but is more than made up for it. This bounces around inside the 10. And a return here by Dominique Bruce out to about the 18-yard line. The clock did not start on the kickoff, and now it's moving. So first down, Winona at the 18-yard line. So the Dragons break the huddle. Let's see how they play it here. We do have a new quarterback checking in the game, and there he is, number 13, Jason Bailey. Bailey drops the football, able to pick it up and avoid the turnover, but he's taken down about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Sean Bailey, the junior, has played on the defensive side of the football tonight, but now he's in there getting some work at quarterback.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's just due to the fact that A, the score, and B, Anthony Young he's been beat up back there tonight. And we've seen him limping around a few times. Game's kind of out of reach, so why put him back in a position to get hurt? You still got a lot of games in front of you. You still got a big matchup with John Carroll on down the road, so you want to make sure that you are as healthy as possible leading up to those type of games.
And the handoff, and the running back goes nowhere, stuck right at the line of scrimmage. That was Dominique Bruce. And we are under a minute to play here in this third quarter. And obviously in a game like this, in a situation like this, injuries are your big concern. You want to get this game over with, and both teams have a vested interest in that happening. And we've seen a number of Winona players come up gimpy, injured. Of course, some of it has been cramps, but with their lack of depth, as you've mentioned a few times, with they still got some big football games ahead of them.
Yeah, they can't afford very many injuries, and I mean, not a knock on them, but they just don't have a ton of football players over there. It's only about 30 on the team, if that. So can't afford to lose anybody if you're Winona.
3rd and 12. The pass is intercepted at the 47-yard line. This is Ramsey's Fletcher Taylor. And he follows some blockers, and Taylor's going to get inside the 10, going to cut back. And football is popped out of his hands around the goal line. It's loose in the end zone, a scramble. I think the official's going to say he stepped out of bounds. We'll see. Ramsey recovered it in the end zone.
It looked like that was Marlon Tall that came up with it in the end zone. And I think it's a touchdown. And there's the reason why we saw Anthony Young come out of the ball game, because Sean Bailey took a shot as he let that ball go. And as we've noted, Ramsey's just kind of been able to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. And they were able to do so right there. They had a clean shot on Bailey, and he still has not gotten up from that hit. Got to think over the last 12 minutes, you may see both these teams just run the football and try to get out of here.
Well, the third quarter, there's no more time on the clock, and we do have points on the scoreboard, so it is a touchdown. Right now, they're attending to another injured Winona player. So we're waiting on the extra point, the Mesrano Law Firm extra point, still to come here before we close out the third quarter. And it'll be William Murray attempting the Mesrano Law Firm extra point. Correction, that's Marshall Burton, and the kick is good. The Mesrano Law Firm, Mez wins 58-14 as we head to the fourth quarter.
Uncle Marcus, will you tell us a story about King Boys again?
Sure. Well, it all started back in 2008.
2008?
We didn't have all the fancy toy equipment we do now, but we did have a service and a desire to help our customers. You see, kids, you must train your mind and your body to be able to help the people you call customer. When they call on us, it's showtime. Understand me. King Boys' mission is to help when people are in need. So what's our motto, children?
King Boys forever!
You deserve a bonus. Get a new 55-inch 4K TV. Now at Sarah Nissan, 3 locations. Buy or lease any new Sarah Nissan and get a new 55-inch 4K TV, no charge. Event pricing on every new Nissan. 0% financing for 60 months and make 0 payments till next year. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge. So come get your bonus at Sarah Nissan in Birmingham and Sylacauga. Plus, Tony Sarah Nissan in Coleman.
Greenco Athletic Fields Care and Maintenance is Alabama's premier athletic sports field specialists. Greenco offers comprehensive athletic field solutions for all your athletic field needs. Our experienced technicians provide complete programs to manage playing surfaces, parks, and other high-traffic community spaces. Greenco also provides anti-mosquito control, overseeding, aeration, and turf care to schools and cities across the state.
And we are back live at Legion Field on the Sarah Automotive AHSAA Game of the Week, presented by Black Diamond Paving. It has been a big night for Ronnie Jackson's Ramsey Rams as they head to the fourth quarter with a 58-14 lead. 12 more minutes to play here in this one as Ramsey's getting set for the Alabama Family Central kickoff. We're going to, by the way, after we get the kickoff in, we're going to go back and show you that sequence on the previous interception and the touchdown. for Ramsey. So here we go. The Alabama Family Central kickoff hits at the 20, bounces up in the air, and is picked up by Omar Holcomb. And Holcomb is taken down at about the 23. So let's go back and look. This is it's 3rd and long, and they elect to throw here with Jashawn Bailey in at quarterback. And there you see the ball tipped around and intercepted there by Ramsey's Fletcher Taylor.
And Taylor's been all over the field in this secondary tonight, and he's kind of earned that interception and then almost goes out of bounds, but he stays in. And then as he was trying to dive for the end zone, he put his hands on the ball and got hit. And very, very lucky that Marlon Tall was able to jump on it. And unfortunate as well there for Fletcher Taylor, because he will not get credited for the touchdown. So it's not a pick six. And now Ramsey, I think, may get too many men on the field, or we're going to have to delay a game. Yep, illegal substitution, actually against Winona.
First down.
See Ramsey starting to get some backup players in, but QB Reese still in the ball game. Kind of a surprise. Up 44 points here in the 4th quarter. You just hate to see either team lose one of their better players here at the end.
No question. So 1st and 15. And we've got movement before the snap again. That'll cost Winona 5 more.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Good to see Jashawn Bailey back out there as well after taking that shot. May have just gotten the breath knocked out of him on that hit. He took a big hit on that pick six, but back in there at quarterback.
And now this is Bruce in at quarterback. Little wildcat action as he runs toward the edge and is taken down at the 14-yard line. Nice tackle there by Ramsey's Caden Scott, the freshman, one of many young players into the game now for the Rams. So it'll be 2nd down and 19. For Winona. And back in there, quarterback is Jashawn Bailey. And they snap it with 1 on the play clock. Here is Bruce, and he is popped by QB Reese, who's still in the game there at inside linebacker. Number 6.
He's got over 100 tackles now in 7 football games this year. Pretty impressive.
6 foot, 215 pounds, and he plays downhill on every tackle, doesn't he?
He does. He plays downhill, and then if he needs to go sideways and go make the tackle, he'll do that as well. Not only a good linebacker, but just very impressive speed from that linebacker position as well.
3rd down. Here is Bruce, and he is wrapped up. The first Ram to get there was Reese again. So it'll be 4th down. Winona will send on the punt team as the Dragons run it all 3 times there, and running the clock in the process. There you see Bailey dropping back to punt. Jacob Andrews for Ramsey drops back to his 45-yard line. Andrews fills the kick and takes off inside the Winona 20, hit and taken out of bounds at around the 12-yard line. So that is where the Rams will take over 1st and 10 in the Greenco green zone. The clock continues to move.
Yeah, I think now that you're up over 42 points, you may just have a running clock the rest of this football game.
Yeah, it is a Thursday night at this point. These are precious sleeping moments these kids are going to be missing.
And I can promise you that Ramsey will make their guys be at school tomorrow because that's academics is the focus there. As crazy as it is to think with a school that's been as successful as they've been in football, I'm telling you the biggest focus there is academics, and they require a lot out of their guys.
And we've got a whistle, a flag thrown.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, this game has just really snowballed for Winona. It's really crazy to think back and see how good they started this football game out. I mean, they were flying around defensively. They came out, they scored the first points of the game, and they've been outscored 58-7 since then, and it has just really gone bad for Coach Howard and his group.
Football is on the turf and picked up by Winona. That was Gary Madison who picked it up and ran it all the way back up near midfield.
And with that tackle there from Keenan kind of rolled up on the back of him. He couldn't really avoid it by how he had to tackle him, but Madison looks to be in some pain down there on the ground.
Yeah, this is a great example of why this game, both teams really have a vested interest in getting this game over with, because you can ill afford these injuries if you're Winona. You see the replay as the ball knocked out of there, and then you see it picked up by Madison. And Keenan chasing him down from behind.
And I mean, he really couldn't do anything but roll up, and you can see it was that ankle. Just kind of got rolled up right underneath him. Keenan couldn't really avoid tackling him that way, and Madison couldn't really avoid having his ankle rolled up that way. It's one of those plays. And I hate to see that for him. Madison is a senior.
We're going to take a break while they attend to the injured player and return to Legion Field in just a moment.
Bandits Bar and Grill is your stop for great food, family fun, and live music. Wednesday night, it's Cornhole Tournament. Thursday night, Biker Night. Don't forget about the live music, too. Great steaks, full bar, awesome appetizers, wings, nachos, tacos, and fried catfish. Stop in today or give us a call at 256-369-2920. That's Bandits Bar and Grill on Fort Williams and Sylacauga.
I need the King Boys.
Don't call two clowns in a tow truck when you're dreaming of them King Boys.
And we'd like to thank our friends at King Boys Towing and Recovery, as they help us out each and every week on Thursday Night Lights. Special thanks to Marcus and April. King Boys Towing and Recovery. Gary Madison helped off the field for Winona. You see him limping on the sideline. Just hope he's able to come back next week after suffering that lower leg injury on the tackle by Keenan. So Winona takes over 1st and 10 out at the 48-yard line, and there is Jashawn Bailey in at quarterback. And he looks to throw. Gets the pass away, and it's incomplete down at the 42-yard line. There you see DeMarcus Johnson, the intended receiver.
And as we noted, it is a running clock, so you do see the clock continuing to run even with them throwing the football. Got to give it to both the coaches. They're committed to the passing game.
Well, next week, Caleb, Ramsey at John Carroll. Winona will host Hayden. Obviously, that Ramsey-John Carroll game is, depending on what happens with John Carroll tomorrow night, setting up. It's going to be a big game either way.
It's a big game either way because John Carroll really can afford a loss tomorrow night. And if they beat Ramsey, it creates a three-way tie, and you could still win the region that way.
And here is Bruce. Big carry down to around the 40. Ball's popped out of there at the end of the play, and they're going to say Ramsey's on it. So the Rams force the turnover and get the football right back.
That's about how this night's gone for Winona. That was Bruce's best run of the night, and ends up fumbling the football. And now Ramsey may have an injury over on their sideline. It's like Marlon Tall, who recovered that fumble earlier for the touchdown.
Caleb, here's a look at Winona's schedule. We mentioned that they will host Hayden next week, and then they still have Fairfield and John Carroll to play in region play.
Yeah, I mean, they're used to being on the other side of tonight. You know, they've dominated some teams, dominated a pretty good midfield team, 39-0. Jasper, who we got to see on Thursday nights, not a bad football team at all. They're just young. They beat them 33-0. I mean, their defense had been pretty good throughout most of the season, and really outside of two games, Pleasant Grove and now Ramsey. And very surprised to see Keenan still at quarterback for Ramsey.
Yeah, he's still in the game. First down handoff will lose about 4 yards. Again, the clock continues to move. We're under 5 minutes to play. They look at, again, the Winona schedule the rest of the way.
And, you know, and if John Carroll ends up losing the next two nights, that game at the end still can be very big with Winona and John Carroll, because you'll be playing for a 3 seed or a 4 seed, and you'd much rather be in that 3 seed spot playing a 2 seed than you would be traveling to a 1 seed.
And a big run here on 2nd and long. And that is Ramsey's Caden Scott. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Rams. At the 46-yard line. Keenan looking over toward the Ramsey sideline as we go under 4 minutes to play. Darius Carter steps out on the field. So 3rd down, Keenan hands off. Once again, it's Scott, and Scott's going to have the first down and more. It's a foot race to the end zone, and Scott will be taken down at the 5-yard line. As Ramsey has lived in that green zone tonight, and they are right back in it, 1st and goal.
I really like the effort, though, from Winona. It would have been very easy to say, look, we're not in this ball game. I'm just going to let him run into the end zone. There's Jashawn Bailey, who we saw come in at quarterback, running him down there from safety and making the tackle right at the 5-yard line.
That is great effort. And this young man, just a 9th grader, getting some key action here under the Thursday night lights at Legion Field. And he gets the call here, and he's into the end zone for the big time entertainment touchdown. Caden Scott finishes off the drive with the touchdown. And Ramsey lighting up this Legion Field scoreboard tonight as you see the replay.
They needed to get their offense back going. They've gotten it back going here tonight. And, you know, we looked at Winona's schedule. They do have a chance for a good little bounce back game next week against Hayden. They can kind of figure some things back out, get back right. Well, they take on Fairfield. I'll tell you, you know, we didn't talk a lot about Fairfield, but Fairfield, after beating Jasper that night, they bounced back and played this Ramsey team extremely close in a 28-15 game. They seem to be getting better, and they're a young group, and they, you know, from what I saw that night, they could be a group that could cause this Winona team some problems.
And the Mezrano Law Firm extra point is good. Mezrano Law Firm, Mez wins. It's 65-14. We mentioned that Ramsey scored 65 against Jasper earlier this year. They got 65 tonight. Again, the Winona schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you know, after tonight, Hayden, get back right next week, figure some things out about yourself, because after that, it's 2 very big football games. And, Fairfield could sneak their way into the playoffs. So, got to be ready for that one. And then John Carroll at the end. If John Carroll doesn't beat Ramsey or Pleasant Grove, we'll be looking at a matchup, a battle of who would be the 3 seed and 4 seed possibly. And like I talked about earlier, I mean, that's very, very important. You don't want to be that 4 seed having to go to a 1 seed. Unless you're Coosa Christian, like I talked about earlier, they're going to end up probably being a 4 seed there in 1A. And some 1 seed out there is going to be not very happy with the fact that they had to forfeit those games and end up running into a top 10 team there as a 4 seed in the first round.
And another Alabama Family Central kickoff for Ramsey. And it's snagged at the 25-yard line by Jalen Wilson. And he returns it to the 34-yard line. And that clock continues to wind down here. The final seconds.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the last play of the game.
And another injured Winona player. We have had injured players all over the field tonight.
And as we talked about, they really can't afford this.
And that'll officially be the end of the game as the clock expires here at Legion Field as 2 coaches, Coach Howard for Winona and Coach Jackson for Ramsey, will gather up their teams and head out to the handshake at the 50-yard line. Once again, your final score, Ramsey wins it going away 65-14 to improve to 4-0 in region play. We're back to Legion Field in just a moment.
Hey, Dad. Now that school's back in session, let's give them a mattress lesson.
Okay.
Is Dover's Mattress Closeout Center a true closeout center, or is it just a name on the wall?
Kids, Dover's Mattress Closeout Center is not just a name on a building. We truly acquire and sell scuffed, discontinued, closeout mattresses and adjustable beds discounted on average 40 to 50% off.
Wow, that was better than a math lesson. But remember the slice that price.
Oh, boy.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
And back to wrap things up from Legion Field tonight. All Ramsey 65-14 as they improve to 5-2 overall, 4-0 in Class 5A Region 5 play. Winona drops to 5-2. They drop to 2-2 in the region. Hard to believe Winona had the lead at one point in this game, right? They led this game 7-0 in the first quarter. 31 unanswered points by Ramsey, and this game was over at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, they beat them 65-7 after that initial little bit. And, you know, we were sitting here going, hey, Ramsey better wake up. They better get going. Well, they got going, and they showed you why, you know, they've been considered the best team in 5A all year. I know the rankings show Gulf Shores up there, but Gulf Shores hadn't really challenged themselves the way Ramsey has by playing some of these 6As, 7As, and even beat one of them to start the year there with Hueytown. So
And they had 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
and still won.
I mean, Keenan was impressive the way that he was able to bounce back after a lot of those.
Caleb, here's our W.C. Wright and Son play of the game. A little double pass action that resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, and it was a big play because that was a 3rd down and long for Ramsey. And if Winona's able to get a stop there, we're looking at maybe a whole different ball game. Instead, it turns into a touchdown for Ramsey, and they just kind of continue the onslaught that they had after that. But a great play, great design play, and we saw them run another one later on that led to a huge gain all the way down inside that green coat green zone.
That was Jacob Andrews to Jaquel Malone for that double pass touchdown. That made it 31-7, and it was just on at that point for Ramsey as they had it clicking. But it was Cameron Keenan who really was on his game tonight. 4 touchdown passes in this game.
Yeah, 4 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions. But like I was saying, it was very impressive to see. He didn't let that phase him. And a lot of young guys, I mean, he's only a junior. He doesn't look like a junior at 6'4", 210 pounds, but only a junior. And a lot of guys would let that affect them, but he didn't. He bounced back, continued to play well. This offense really fed off him, and also Washington out there at wide receiver was extremely impressive tonight.
So Ramsey rebounds from the tough loss to Auburn last week, and they win going away tonight at Legion Field over Winona 65-14. That'll wrap up our coverage of Thursday Night Lights tonight. Thanks for joining us. For Caleb Brooks, our entire WOTM crew, we will see you next week from Alex City. Hope to see you then on another edition of Thursday Night Lights.
By the defense, a little aggressive on the defensive side, sending a blitz on the outside, and perfect call. They rolled the pocket away a little bit, and nobody picked up the backside wheel linebacker.
Cam Jackson with the sack, and they get a turnover on downs, and they're trying to protect the standard and protect home field. They're definitely sending a message.
I thought Coach LeBeau had a great line when you were talking to him in the interview when he said players graduate, but the standard doesn't, and that's what he's trying to live up to tonight.
1st down and 10 now for Pleasant Grove, trying to add to their 6-0 lead. Oh, they try to go inside, and that doesn't happen. A sea of white shirts right there, and big number 0, Jordan Crawford, leading the charge for this defense.
It's like both teams came out going really fast on offense, but now like both of them are kind of settling in and going slow.
2nd down and 8. With 4 wides to choose from, they're going to try a bubble screen, and they're able to get enough for the 1st down. Good positive play there. Another Louis Appliance 1st down, and they find Clarence Taylor on the reception.
That was nice execution of that play. Patience on the quarterback as he let all of that traffic kind of flow one direction and then let the receiver get back, because a lot of times the quarterback, they get kind of impatient because the pressure's getting on them and they don't give that receiver enough time to get back up under it.
And with the likes of a Devontae Smith, who has gone on to the NFL, it gives a lot of hope to a guy like Clarence Taylor, who is not very big, but he's strong, shifty, and has breakaway speed.
Yeah, Devontae Smith, to me, Devontae Smith, and I'm not saying Devontae Smith will impact the game the way Steph Curry did, but you remember how Steph Curry changed the kids who played basketball? All of a sudden, you didn't have to look like the NBA basketball player with Steph Curry. Well, you don't have to look like the Terrell Owens of the world to be the great wide receiver. And I think that a lot of kids are playing wide receiver now as a result of what Smith has done.
No doubt. Penalty moves them back, 2nd down and long. Handley throwing deep, and he just can't find his intended receiver, Aaron Tipp. And you can see Handley, he's trying to lobby with Darrell Davis, the head official, trying to say, hey, he pushed off. Somebody pushed him.
I think they also had an offensive lineman, trying to draw a penalty down there, get one of those flop plays on us out there.
3rd down 15 for the Fighting Spartans of Pleasant Grove, up 6-0. Hanley getting some pressure, throws one, finds a receiver, looks like it's enough for the 1st down. And once again, Clarence Taylor, the recipient of that wonderful pass by Hanley, another Louis Appliance 1st down. Remember, Louis Appliance, we've got it all.
You know, Hanley did a really, really good job as the pressure was closing in. He just stood in the pocket and delivered a strike.
Moore on the carry, and going inside has not boded well for their running game. They're able to keep them honest, but they can't get much.
But you know, a lot of times, like coaches go away from that too quick. Like that, you're building something. Build patience. Make them honor that, because it'll draw those linebackers in. Then you're able to drop a pass just behind them a little bit off of the play action pass. A lot of times when you don't get those big yards, coaches, oh, I got to get the big plays.
False start on the offense.
And a false start penalty against Pleasant Grove moves them back 5. So you're speaking on that. I think you're a little biased because you're a fullback. So you're saying feed the running game a little bit more.
Well, there could be some bias in that statement. Maybe a little bit. But really, if play action is a part of your game, it helps so much. And I think guys go away from it. Maybe a little horse collar on that, I'm not sure.
Flag is thrown as Cam Wormley goes down to the ground, and Darrell Davis and his crew have been very busy here in the opening quarter.
Couldn't see if it was a horse collar or some type of penalty out here in the front. Nope, holding.
And Pleasant Grove will have to move
in
back
his opinion, well, no,
a few more yards.
because he grabbed him here, but he tackled him. It's only if he take you all the way down.
Oh, no, not again.